not too bad, but yep, they when they first came up. He doesn't like that. I'd like that on the ring jump, therefore really will sit in the pump, you know, southern ring jump, and that fires up. I jump it, heck is coming in.
Around the back, Chris. Tear up this beautiful Lake Mulwala on a day that is absolutely perfect. If you can't see what's happening on the water, you need to find a spot where you can, because this is going to be big.
What a good view. Cumberuna up the top there, Bobby saying, oh, look at these big boys are coming. Oh, we'll stop.
Yes, there is, and we'll wait to see. We know we've got turning up out of pole one, so the only displacement boat out there, the blown boat, the acceleration out of that boat will have the better of the rest of the crew, but through the mid-quarter speed.
Aussie will be on the outside, no doubt.
Aussie connection to the outside, just looking, so it looks like we've got Stephen Scott out of 2, Desperado out of 3, Tina Breeze, Harrow, and then we've got the Aussie connection. Here we go, the flag's still high. They drop it, they've got a look clear, Aussie connection. Look at Tina Breeze on the outside now.
Oh, Wayne Smith and the Miss Tina Breeze. Have a look at Pano. He's got it fired up again the displacement. Oh, God, there's some water there, Smithy.
But he's doing the only thing he can. Stay to the inside so he doesn't get completely blinded. He just shaves the inside of that turboy. Aussie connection out wide. Whoop, the big beach one.
Look at Smithy! Oh! What a run. First of all, Liam Holland served it up to him, the little desperado. Then Scotty Patterson had a crack at him. And Wayne Smith said, well, I'll have the final run at him. Oh, that is great racing, Merv, great racing.
And Scotty Patterson will not be able to sit down for a week. The hits that he was taking in that displacement boat. The hydro's obviously floating across the surface. He was driving in and out of every one of those holes. So full credit to the man for putting the pressure on.
Put your hands together. What a run. Oh, look, they're ready to roll. I please say it's seven. Oh, they're ready. What a run.
Just all the way left to the course rolling. This Tina Brady, 360. I tell you what, that was absolutely hard for juggernaut.
Check one. All boats just firing up, folks, so it won't be too far away from a restart. Just got caught with some wonderful, wonderful people, and one of them, of course, here, and she broke the world water speed record in a boat called Aussie Connection. Mark Tatum. So Margie and Bobby here, and the former mayor of Deniliquin is here as well. So Bobby Buchanan, we've got the Deniliquin flavour here as well. So welcome to the Moana Water Ski Club, guys and gals. Hope you're enjoying the action. Okay, well, that's firing up for a straight up again. Looks like 6 lead Super 6s coming out on the water. Johnson in the magnificent Tour Addicted boat. Readers, Mark Evan Ruder in the big red. Turn it up. Connor Patterson in the big yellow and black in the Richmond colours. How'd they go at the weekend, Scotty? I forgot to ask you. Did they get done? Oh, no. Oh, dear. Jason Cash, Heath Hamilton coming down. Shenanigans for Marksy and Chris Pugsley, the driver. Don't forget, as we said, folks, around 4 o'clock, there will be a band on the Malibu deck, and around 6:30, 7 o'clock, the presentations will take place out there as well. So please, if you can stay, sit back, relax, enjoy the wonderful atmosphere and the friendly service of the Moala Water Ski Club. Please do, and say well done to the drivers, meet some of the drivers, because they are the people that go out there on the water, lift and put life and limb on the table to entertain you, the spectators. A lot of times I ask them why, and they said, well, we like going fast. I said, yeah, but couldn't you do it something with 4 wheels and brakes? And no. So yeah, please do. As I said, the presentations will take place around about 6:37, and there will be a band at 4 p.m. as well. Courtesy bus is available, so if you're staying, go home, have a shower if you want to, and have a couple of quieties, and then come back and enjoy the hospitality of the Moala Water Ski Club. The little club, as I say, with a big reputation. And here comes Murph. Oh, we got dinner, mate. Oh, okay. Yeah, the pizzas are absolutely at Lee Papalis, I think it's called. It used to be La Pachetta. And of course, the other end, Yarrawonga end, is the magnificent Chinese restaurant, Australian meals as well. So great place to really come and enjoy a stay with the caravan park right alongside as well. So do please support the people that really look after us.
Michael Johnson had a whole lot of work to do between races, so Mikey had no cap point out there, which was Patterson, MSC, signs, Mark Everett, and the Waters machine, and a follow-up two blue. They just out and out of the bodies, and the race is full, so... Just going to the restart track. There goes Brett Russell, release the bar. Right now, second forward. Racing best down there. Rocky Hollywood Johnson. In that. Sounds good. Big improvement out of them in that last race, so they will have learned a bit from that one and made a couple of changes again. So expect to see them right up the front. They have actually opted for outside pole, so they're not 100% satisfied with the setup in the boat right now and doing the honourable thing. Give themselves a clean run out wide, so but it'll be interesting to see what the boat speed looks like.
Yeah, certainly will, and it must have been a hairy ride for Michael Johnson, mate. Yeah. No cap plate because,
Yeah, pretty tough. We talked about that earlier, and you know, these late courses. The other thing here with Yarrawonga, you see, look to your left, look to your right. A lot of the water's edge is actually vertical wall, so sleeper or retaining wall. Yep. So you get big bounce back waves. Yep. So instead of participating on a nice shallow bank, they hit the wall, they come straight back. So you get a really nasty cross wash, which is obvious up at the top of the plane.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the worst, and over on the Yarrawonga side, the same, you know, concrete wall. So yeah, once these big boats cause these big waves, as you said, they'll hit that and they will come back. They won't dissipate, you know. So it's a bit unfortunate, but I guess that's the sign of the times, mate. Erosion and so forth.
Yeah, it sure is. Obviously, this waterway feeds vast amount of country, north and south. The Mulwala Channel is one of the longest irrigation channels in here. The Murray River is not too far away. It's a couple of 100 metres out in front of the club here. The bed of the Murray River and passes on and continues on down there to Adelaide. But yeah, this lake drained recently. Actually, it's an amazing sight when they pull all the water out of here to maintain the weed growth. But chatter through on the radio, mate. The start boat has been given the signal. Hoist the flag, get them fired up. And let's line up the Super 6 litre for race number 3. Who will take home the tinware? We've seen the Silver Shenanigans boat with a second and a first.
Yeah, well, Michael Johnson's once he's got a win and a fourth.
Win and a fourth. So, mate, you see what Heath Hamilton chasing Cash, unbelievable. We saw him out there last time. You know, cut his teeth in lake racing, and the boat was talking to Mickey Torano. But right now, there's one out the back. Who is that? The flag's up high. Connor Patterson comes up to the line now. Right into the starters. And there we go. Sammy, here we go.
And Withers also got a very good start. He's
took some monstrous hits. Connor Patterson brings it home in front of two very talented operators in Heath Hamilton and Jason Cash and the West Australian crew of True Blue. Some great boat pace starting to develop out of that True Blue. So just they're getting things into the window, but mate, there's some tired bodies. Look, they've all come off to nearly a dead stop, Sammy. Some big monstrous hits. Les Tamara put the boat up on the inside gunnel on the entry to this main straight here, just launched the thing in the air.
They're probably saying, mate, thank goodness that's the end of the day for us.
It was at only 3 laps, it felt like 30. But mate, you can hear it, feather in the throttle out the back there, the two addicted. Mikey Johnson, he will be pumped with that win.
Yeah, he certainly will. Absolutely got a flyer out of the chute, Murph. When the flag dropped, he was gone.
And we talked about that, we knew that super light, super fast boat, but it won't handle the kind of conditions that, say, Jason Cash or even Rattler too will. So he needed to get out and get some clean water, and when he did, under huge pressure into turn one, did not flinch. And it's time to buzz the tower. So MJ, get your hats off, kids, give him a wave. He'll show off the
well done, Johnny!
He's taken 2 wins this weekend. Unbelievable drive.
Save the laser, boys!
From down there. Well, Chris Munson, Fitz Shenanigans, the daredevil driver, mate. He's put on a real show, and split second in the straight when he unleashed the big 6-litre, and then the boat just stood up, came completely clear of the water. Had to pull out of it. Obviously, the engine would have been screaming its head off. And mate,
well done, folks. Well done.
Great drive. Heath Hamilton.
Yeah.
The Commodore of the Glenamaggie District Boat Club always competes 110%. Great driving. And Les Tamara. Looked ominous at the start of this weekend, and that boat has come on beautifully. As this day has unfolded. So great run from the big mustachio team. This is going to be quite a hot tub right now and get in the bullets 2 days before it's 5 pounds to corner. Again, there's some massive big hits with this big heavyweight force that did not reach the one.
And True Blue, he really showed a couple of times right there that that boat has got speed. Absolutely true.
And it's slightly smaller than some of the others. I see these blokes, you heard Steve talking about before. River racing is peanuts and all for those things. They come out of those big lake courses. Everything's different. The big force, the big corners. And I feel so they've done a great job in the dial this morning. Still, I've got a second, first thing about it. Lots of clean water, just still a wet lump on the side.
Yeah, certainly did. A great situation for that. I think.
Mate, it was all happening in that one. Slam and Sammy, I tell you, we didn't pick it up. We were just talking to one of the crew down here, and Mark Emerald apparently had a big moment down there. So the big fella was over there back safe and sound, but some pretty tough work. He said, Les Tamara, unbelievable drive, but took a few big hits as well, the big fella, and a solid third place position in an unbelievable field. So that is the Super 6-litre series for this weekend. There will be a presentation tonight along with the remainder of the crew. We just talked about it before. But mate, always action-packed. So we're going to move back into our race program for the Formula Series. And a few more boats hitting the water. Chris Kuznetsov, didn't see him this morning in the sports film machine, but they are back on the water. And the very hard charger, the big Russian, is going to head out there with this crew and see what he can do to grab some points out of race number 3. So those of you, there's been a whole lot of people looking at our unbelievable live stream footage this weekend, and one of the features we haven't actually had before at this event is the drones out there in the sky being part of our live stream activity. They're actually here for safety reasons and for the officials to be able to use their footage, but also being streamed out there into the world. From the crew at Melbourne Noise, Big Tino is here with us, mate. How is your day going out here in the beautiful Lake Mulwala?
Couldn't be better, mate. The weather's absolutely fantastic. It's been great. I think we've got some really great footage. Hoping to share a bit of a show reel in a couple of weeks. So put together some of the highlights. If anyone wants to go down and like my page, Melbourne Drone Sources on Facebook. Yeah, been great working with working it out. Live stream. We've got a professional kid there, and I thank you very much.
Yeah, mate, you're not getting away with it that easy. You're not going to just come in and do the one-liner and mug around. But the footage is extraordinary. So for us at the AFPGP, obviously having aerial footage of corners is a really important thing. So it actually helped us with an incident we had on the water yesterday. But mate, you've got some pretty impressive kit over here. Run us through the old drones, mate. What are we talking about here? It looks like they're worth $500,000 each. What are we invested in the business?
I hope my wife's not listening. We're probably down at 30, 35 grand. I've put into the luck. At any one time today, there's about $20,000 in the air. So we've all got this for you guys, so we can get the footage that can make the difference between someone who cut off someone else or something like that. I mean, I'm debating the racing, so I don't understand it all, but all I need to do is be able to get the vision of you guys, and I think that will be able to put it to you guys. It's a great vision. I want to show you guys.
That'd be fantastic, mate. So I've seen you with the big drone ripping around the crowd and getting all those kids, all the kids waving at the drone and all that sort of stuff. What kind of range do you get out of one of these things? How far can you fly these things? I suppose if you can see it, you can fly it. Erupted in a race one yesterday. So the race was stopped. We had not one but two major incidents in that first race, mate. Andrew King, unfortunately, was taken out of that race, as too was Shane Hunter of Hunter Valley Fire, mate. And the first that happened straight at him, the two boys. This is pretty serious campaigning from these guys. As a result of that, there were two boats excluded from the race this morning. But they are back with us out on the water. So Chris Kuznetsov in the sports film machine. He was one of the fastest qualifiers here this weekend. It's the white boat up in the top turn to your left of screen. The big sports film machine, the quiet Russian he is, and mate, he can drive this boat very, very hard. The other boat that you see out there that we didn't see this morning is Matty Peck, the Octane racing machine. Just down there to the right-hand side, the orange and white boat of Pecky. Down there now, so these guys will now come back and grid up. So there's a black flag being hoisted, which is the signal to return to the grid. So we had a 3-boat field, and we've now returned to a 5-boat field. Pete Zala in the Crazy Duck racing machine out there. Had a good yak with him during the break when we were having so much, and he's really happy with the way this boat is developing. He's just slowly stepping it up, and it's his first time into this category, first time into a Formula Tunnel boat, and you cannot wipe the smile off his face. His beautiful wife and the kids are working on his crew, and he's going to be a very, very interesting guy to watch over this next 12 months of the season. So returning to our grid positions now to the Mercury Marine starting dock, so we can get this next race underway. Had a good chat with Gavin Bricker out there as well in the silver TBR number 66 machine. Every single time this race they've done this weekend has been with a different propeller, so he's literally trying and testing the boat, the complete setup. Said to him before, mate, a little bit faster. Roy Samuels was jumping out of his skin in the commentary box, but he reckons in the boat it just feels $1 million. So he's not pushing it, just trying to get an understanding of how this boat yokes in response to different setup types. So a bit of radio chatter from out there on the course safety boats. If there's a couple of little gusts or a couple of quite strong gusts forming out there on the to the top of the course, so that will be relayed through to the crews just so that the drivers are aware of it. As we spoke about earlier in the racing, mate, you get these things set up and they're doing all of 120 miles an hour and then they hit a 20-knot breeze and it changes things very quickly. So Gino in the Melbourne drone, he takes off and he gets up over the head of this 5-boat field. You can see the big drone there heading out now and they'll sit out and hover over the top of that peak start, boys. All the while beaming high definition vision back here to the Working On It crew. Big shout out to everybody logged in and checking out the action. And of course, as Gino mentioned, Development Funding Services Facebook page, jump on that, give it a like, and he's going to put a highlight with it. It's one thing boat racers love seeing, is that's himself, Sammy.
Looks like he's putting the odds in on, by the look of it. It says as far as it's gone. It's gone a long way, but yeah, absolutely great vision.
Yeah, better him than me. For me, I can only just see that hanging out there. So, but I think they're pretty advanced there. You've got the come home button and it just flies back here and lands itself and gets you a cappuccino on the way. So the crew on the cans are now making their way out to their vision areas. I can see big Steve Troy had a quick chat with Simon Troy. Said, mate, the boat looked good. And he went, not 110% happy with the Molnar. So didn't know this, but in practice they smoked an engine. So cooked an engine in practice. So they had to put a power head on that they haven't run for about 12 months. Got it in, it was okay, but not to their high standards. So they did a whole lot of work on this engine last night, and they're a fair bit happy with it right now. But as he said, I'd like for Bronny to be fair. Here we go, mate. We are off and running. You and Ricker again with a flyer on the inside. Matty Beck has got half a boat left on Kuznetsov out of pole 4. Kuznetsov in 3, and Bricker, the silver and purple machine on the inside. They call me wanting. 1 goes around, 2 goes around. Bricker, oh, the door looked like it got shut there. He's screened full of water, Sammy, and they're on their way to turn number 1 with Kuznetsov in front.
Yeah, the Sports Film boat got a flyer. He has finally just got away from the rest of the field. Ewan Bricker sits it on the tail. Gets the air in underneath that boat to try and make up some boat links on the race leader as they come in front straight away. Matty Peck in the Octane Racing. Orange and white boat is there. And there's Gavin Bricker going up on the inside of him there to the...
Peter Zala in the Crazy Duck away nice and clean as well with the racing action in front. It's Bricker and Beck side by side. Bricker running an untested prop. Here we go, watch him through this corner. Bricker to the inside, makes it around nicely. Becky got a run to the outside of the orange and white. Picks up a couple of boat lengths. But here it reverses. Bricker now pushed to the outside to get around this right-hander. And the big Babba stands up and says, oh, he's nearly done it. Oh, get it down. We got to it, Gavin. Oh, that is as close as you will ever see. The cool operator, this old hand, hangs onto his new baby, Sammy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I thought he was gone. It was up, and he finally got it down. Right back to the leader. And it is Chris Kuznetsov in the Sportsman boat, going past the tower. Second place in Ewan Bricker, GBR. Then we got Matty Peck in the Octane Racing, the orange and white. Then Gavin Bricker. He's got it down a little bit now,
Oh, mate, that was as I was mentioned earlier. If you back off the throttles, you're done. So you can see Gavin foot into it and just trying and hoping that the trim was going to pull that nose of that boat back down, which it did. That is as close as you will ever see, ladies and gentlemen, to one of these things taking flight. Gino, you'll have to watch that drone, mate. If he's going to get that high up in the air again, mate, he could be up there with you next time round. But Ewan Bricker, he's got a gap on Matt Peck, and mate, fingers crossed he can keep it nice and tidy. 10-lap race, plenty to come. But Pecky now back under a bit of pressure from the old hand in Gavin Bricker.
Yeah, certainly is third and fourth. Oh, Bricker got into a bit of trouble there, mate, batting the power right off. So, whether it was what you were saying earlier on about this boat.
Yeah, mate, I didn't actually mention that when I caught up with Gav. Remember he said he almost had to stop the boat. It was exactly that. Oh, we've got a loose buoy down here. We've got a caution, so we've got a In turn boy number 1, we have a boy, Pete Zala. Is he going to see it right now? Everyone's gone through there. So what that is, there's a small boy that sits next to the big boy in case the big boy gets hit and it punctured. The small boy is there to make sure we don't lose all the anchor and the ground tackle. But that has, by the look of it, come away. It's hard to pick up whether it's still moving. Has Kuznetsov seen it? If not, he could turn into this corner and this will be a split-second reaction. The caution flag is flying. No, he's well and truly aware. So, mate, a bit happening there, Sammy.
Yeah, well, whether they've got the, the voice from up here, on the bank.
They will have had that warning over the radio, so their crews will be talking to them to let them know that. I'll tell you, who's going to be the first one to try and split the gap between that little boy and the big boy? There could be an anchor rope floating between those two, or there might not be. It'll save you at least 2 boat lengths. Peter Zala now heads around, circulates to the outside. No one taking that risk yet. Hey, coming back to Gavin Bricker, mate, what actually happened? Yeah, the engine, it ran out of water pressure, it put itself into limp home mode, so while on the fly, you actually had to shut the engine down, turn it back on and start it to get the boat up and running again. So maybe we saw that just then as well when he had to come off the throttle.
So it's like a reprogram.
Spot on, control, alt, delete, and fire the engine up again.
Yeah, well, there he is back through the field at the moment. The sports film of Chris Kuznetsov.
Oh, the rigger is just clean up that little floating boy. It looked really good going into that corner, back into sides. No, it's too far. But Ewan looked good. He just caught, the boat just unsettled itself on the way into that turn.
They might be trying to push it out, mate, push it away.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a drift now, so that boy will make its way off the course. Pete Zala goes to the inside. Yeah, right.
They look for it, mate.
All in the clear now, down to the top turn. But when I mentioned these new propellers that Gavin's trying, it's not just forward drive they give them. They actually lift the back of the boat. Depending on the shape of the blade, they can lift the back of the boat higher or lower as well. So prop technology, they're horrendously expensive, these little propellers, but they make a huge difference. So I'm guessing Bricker's not over. There we go. He's had to shut down right there. So yeah, he's got a drama. Whereas the ECU is kicking in and telling him that he needs to slow down or restart. So definitely having to work far too hard to get his way up the field. Not so Kuznetsov, mate, in sports film. He is showing the field the way right now.
Yeah, he certainly is, and doing it ever so easily at the moment as he comes down once again. So Ewan Bricker just going to the top corner of the centre. Now the lead out. He seems to have slowed down too much, so maybe he's thinking, well, I can't keep up with him. I'll just keep maintaining it. Matty Peck, third in the Octane Racing boat. Then Gavin Bricker firing it around the left-hander in the front straight away as they come to and Sala back behind them.
Said Ewan Bricker was he was just unsettled. He's got a radio call. I'm just going to hang on to it for a second. Well, I'll tell you what, I looked at it and I thought it, and from where I'm sitting, there's been a bit of a call that one of our drivers might have missed the middle turn boy in turn number 2. But yeah, a little bit of chatter on the radio right now. I thought I saw that, but anyway, racing continues. Sportsfield now into turn number 1. Kuznetsov not being pushed hard at all. So the procession now, Kuznetsov has obviously put his stamp on this one. Ewan Bricker just settling down. He knows he's got to stay in front of Matty Peck, and Pecky being excluded from the race prior. He's obviously not going to challenge Ewan for the points. Actually, no, I should say it, because Ewan was also excluded due to potential damage out of one of the races. So yellow flag is the call. So last round for Kuznetsov, the Russian. It's strange to see a big Sam, to be honest, but it's Russian because the family tree goes back that far in that way.
So there goes Ewan Bricker going through the TBR. Behind him, Matty Peck and the Octane Racing boat. Then Gavin Bricker just coming down again, slowing down.
You actually hear at that time, you actually heard the engine silent and then bang and rev it up. So yeah, almost every lap now he's having to shut that Optimax off and fire it back up, which will reset the limp home mode in these race engines. Checkered flag, it is Sammy for Chris Kuznetsov in the sports film. Gee, Ewan Bricker's really struggling in a couple of these turns up there. He looked really smooth in the last race, but the boat bedding down, but it's good enough for a second spot for the young gun. All the way home in the TBR6, and Matty Peck in Octane Racing to take the checkered for a solid third place of drive. So right, once more, Gavin Bricker, he's almost had to stop the boat this time. The engine will be less and less happy with him doing that, so it's having to shut it down for a little bit longer each time, but he has made it home. As too as Peter Zala in the Crazy Dark Race Machine. Another successful campaign for Pete. I'm going to tell you, he'll be doing it right in the points this weekend with all the exclusions and the broken boats, so Pete Zala, full points in every race. Well, they're a little bit battle weary this lot as they bring it back home. But Matty Peck, the Octane Racing machine, has won this series outright for the Optimax in years gone by. Always got a smile on his dial, unbelievable competitor as well. So welcome back to the bank to Matty Peck. Speed and Leisure Davey Mitch, a big shout out to you as well, mate. Builds the engines for this beautiful machine. Chris Kuznetsov underneath the canopy of that beautiful machine of his will have a big smile at taking a race win. Gavin Bricker, the TBR 66, mate, he's got a smile behind the eyes, mate. He knows he put on a fair show for the crowd that time round. Just gave a bit of a wave and he's just giving me the international signal for him. Do I think he was a bit soft? The answer is no. I thought he did it pretty well. So yeah, might need a new race suit down there in TBR racing for that little episode, but you'd always know he's going to get out there and give it 110%. But I reckon that propeller might go back in the cupboard for until next time he has a little bit of a chance to do some prop testing. So just going to relocate that turn buoy number one. It looks as though the turn buoy was actually sheared off. It's moorings down there, so we won't be too far away. Just going to grab another anchor and get it out there and put it down, and we'll go racing. But great job to all of our F2 competitors. pretty happy with where the boat is. Made a couple of changes as well. The newly married young breed talked to Gav and the crew over there, all relaxing. And the Cohen race team pitting alongside of each other. So had a word to him about how excited he looked in that last race, Sammy, and he just smiled and grinned at me and said, yep. So the thing I'm most happy about this weekend, Murph, is you have stopped calling me my brother's name, at least some of the time, which is good to know. For this campaign, race 1 random pole draw, race 2 reverse grid. This one is an accumulation of points, so the way they line up will be the way the points are as of this race. And the man that's taken up the front spot, it is the Iceman, Simon Troy, in the 888 mainline Dynalog racing machine. Just to his outside, Sammy is the one, the only, Bryony Pugsley in BRP Racing, boat number 104. Lightning fast start from both of these. They've actually both won a start of the drag race out to the front. Adam Breen, Cracker Racing, was well away from the dock last time through the Sandwell concrete pumping entry. The Eagle Developments machine down there with the Cohen crew, Simmons Landscaping, supporting their series this year, and Lauren Griffith, all the way from South Australia in the Miss Impulsive. Right, call comes through from the officer of the day. He is good to go. The water is open. Ron Beasley gives the signal. 2 flags fly. Silence settles across the course. White flag is down. Any second now. Here we go. We're up and rolling. I tell you what, Simon Troy's got a good job. So that's Adam Breen in Cracker Racing. Right, he's got one either side of it on the lead out, and have a look into the outside. Lauren Griffith's got away beautifully as well. But don't discount Cohen. Round we go. Troy, Pugsley, and to the outside in the mist is Adam Breen in Cracker Racing, Sam.
Yeah, great start by those three, and they've got away a little bit from Damon Cohen up the back behind them, but coming into that top straight away, who is it going to be? Because on the outside, oh, a big swing there by the 088, the Dynalog boat of Simon Troy.
It's all happening to say Adam Breen. He's just poked his nose into the middle of these two. Has Bryony seen him now? So no, she's, look at the boat speed down there into this back chute. Dropping a bit in the corners, but unbelievable through there. Breen goes through hard and fast. Running a short line, trying to get to the inside sponson of Bryony, but Simon Troy is like a lightning bolt out in front right now. Breen switches up, cops a visor full of spray, goes blind into the right-hander, and they are on their way for lap number 2.
Yeah, well, this leader has got away a little bit, Simon Troy, down about 2 or 3, but Bryony's trying to stay with him there. as they go through that part of the circuit. Now the left-hander is about to come up as they come through. Adam Boone also trying to hang on as they come down that front straightaway, where they'll continue through. And Troy from Huxley in second place, again Green third.
Mate, on the way through, Lauren Griffith, they made a couple of changes, but as I said, they continue to ramp this up as she gets more and more comfortable. And yes, she's doing a beautiful job right now. I'll tell you what, Cohen's still making me nervous this Grand Prix. He's comfortable in it, but it's certainly frightening me. Watching now as he comes through, just lets the boat, look at the height, he lets that boat grab on the way through to this right-hander, just drifts it through there. And he's lightning fast in that section of the course, but it's making me nervous, Sammy.
Certainly is, so keep an eye on the red machine down the back straightaway as the race leaders come once again. Still Simon Troy from the Girlfriend right behind now, trying hard to get a little bit closer. Move in that VRP stealth machine. Further back to Adam Breen, and then we go back through the field. We see Damo going through in the red machine, and Lauren Griffin back there at the tail of the field. But our race leader doing it very well at the moment, Troy.
Certainly has made the ball. It looks very, very smooth. Doesn't look like it's got the raw pace of the BRP machine, but as I said, every single corner of the way, just watching now through this turn, just lifts. It's so smooth through that section of the course. I talked about this with all of the drivers. This top course is definitely two turns. It's not a single curve that you can make. You can see, watch Adam Breen. He has to be right angles, both of those two turns out of there. Oh, big wind gust heading across the course now. Watch this as it hits the field. Adam Breen's probably going to cop the worst of it through just here past the checkered buoy. Yeah, so the boat, just lifts a little bit through there on that bit of additional wind, so settles it down very, very nicely indeed. These boats are looking $1 million. Lauren Griffith not putting a foot wrong, the Adelaide kid.
Well, Bryony trying to get a little bit closer here to Simon as they go up the back straight away. They've got away a little bit from Adam Breen now in the Cracker Racing boat as they go to that top corner. So let's have a look at them through there, that part of the circuit. Simon, as you said, it's not just a sweeping turn up there, Murph. It's sort of on off, trim down, trim up. Very, very quickly indeed as they come out of the chute, down front straight away.
Yeah, real challenging course, and I've asked each one of the drivers out there in the paddock how they think, and they think it's absolutely fantastic. One of the tougher courses that they've driven, so it's really making them work hard, and that's what they want. Bryony is closing that gap, Sammy, just through that top turn right there. She's made up a couple of boat lengths, so I didn't see where she's picked it up, but she's right. You can see she's right on the back of the rooster's tail now, off the Mulgard in front of her. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. She does this sometimes. She pours the pressure on for a certain couple of laps, but you can't sustain 110%. But she is right up into his wing mirrors now. It's going to be on, I reckon, very, very shortly. Can he hold off the challenge from the BRP race machine coming from behind?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. As you said, Bryony very quick up the back there, through the dog leg, the right-hander, and then going up towards that leading boy in the top end. She makes up a lot of leeway, but Simon, very, very experienced, just sitting that boat beautifully on the water as they go round the bottom part of the circuit. Now about to go up the back for yet another time. You said the wind starting to whip up a little bit over the back there, Murph, as they go up there. Let's have a look, Bryony. This is where she makes a lot of leeway up that back straight away.
He certainly does, mate, and a big shout out to Jake Lyons, who obviously unfortunately is not competing with us. He had a moment there, or had an incident there, so the boat is out of action for the remainder of the weekend. The new Eagle Development Seabold, so unfortunately for him, but he'll be enjoying watching this one from the bank. But Simon Troy, the Iceman, he does not make mistakes. There's the commentator's curse for you, ladies and gents. If you're going to beat him, you have to beat him. He will not hand it to you, barring mechanical failure right now. Bryony has her work cut out for him. But Lauren Griffith not going anywhere now. She's hanging onto the back of this pack beautifully, running a slightly wider line through the top corners. We talked about that. Is it possible to drift that top corner and try and maintain a higher average boat speed through the midsection? Tried it on the way through. We'll have a look and see how that worked for her on her next time through.
Yeah, well, Brodie down here on the bottom, I noticed Murph is taking that a very, very much tighter line than she was earlier in the day. She was sweeping out and keeping the power on. This time round, the last couple of laps, she's really hugged those boys as she goes through and probably loses a little bit of leeway.
Mate, it's hard to pick where the difference is in these boats, so she's back up on him right now. So you can see right on the end of that rooster tail. Watch her now, bang. So drops the boat down a little bit, so carrying a little bit more boat speed, a little bit further into the corner. And you can see right now she's right up in the prop wash, so she's shutting it down, but I think it's through here, this right hand of the mid-course acceleration, that Simon's tending to, you know, as I say it, I don't think he made any gains on Bronny that lap around, but Adam Breen very nicely through, stands the boat up and just lets it fly all the way through this right-hander. Settles it slightly to make the corner, but the challenge is coming, ladies and gents.
Certainly is starting to fire up the business part of the proceedings. It's starting to get hot in the cockpit, Murph. Things are starting to happen.
It certainly is, mate. The DACL of the BRP Racing versus the Mulgard right now. You can see she's switching left and right to the wash, so copping an absolute screen full of spray, so going completely blind when they make the move across there. But once again, when he needs to, the Iceman just grabs a couple of boat lengths back. So Bryony now, but the boat speed that's just dancing sponsor to sponsor in that back chute. That slight little cross breeze is working in her favour out there. The boat is sitting beautifully.
Yeah, certainly is. They've got right away from Adam Breen in the Cracker Racing boat. Damo Cohen just going out of the lead-out boy at the bottom end. And Lauren Griffith. But again, Bryony starting to close up again on Simon as they come down the front straight away. She hits to the inside. She hits to the outside. Is she starting to line him up and say, well, start guessing, mate, because here I am.
You are not wrong there, mate. There's a lot of love, but none lost when they go racing between these two. Mate, he's feeling the pressure behind him, so he will have lost a little bit of boat speed then. Stood the boat up and it stalled slightly on that bit of extra breeze, but we're thinking, well, the yellow flag may not have been shown last time round, so we're thinking the call is checkered flag this time. So this time through, it will be, as far as I can tell, the checkered flag being shown to Bob 888. Checkered flag from the towers, ladies and gentlemen. He has done enough. The Iceman has cometh. Simon Choi with a beautiful drive to take the win. And Bryony Pugsley, unbelievable out there. Pressure from her out of pole 2, BRP Racing. So, unbelievable. Adam Breen, we got all excited in the battle at the front, but Cracker Racing, another bag full of points for that young married superstar, the boy from up north. The Sandwell Incorporating sponsored entry, so great drive from him. And big bad Damo Cohen settles the Grand Prix hull down and brings her home for Eagle Developments with a very, very solid weekend. Last but by no means least, their little Adelaidean Lauren Griffith brings Miss Impulsive, a beautiful pick and white boat, back to the line. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the SST 120 racing for this weekend for round 2 of the Australian Formula Powerboat Grand Prix Series. Stand up, guys. Give her a wave. Take your hat off. Doff your cap. She's done an unbelievable job this weekend. The fastest qualifier in the category. Aboard the HMAS Dargle and brings it home. A solid second so the call is the all clear from the tower to release our next category. This is the F4, the Formula 460 EFI Mercury Racing Engines. Race number 3 for this crew. So let the pigeons loose is the call. And away we go, out for a sighting lap of this course. One lap around for the F4s and then back to the starting docks. Righto, so our Formula 4 crew out there, full throttle, Sonta Racing, Misbehave, Watch Me Pop, and Fully Sick, mate. The Bannister Homes entry went caught up with these guys as well. The young gun in the Watch Me Pop, Jakey Bowen, he said, Murph, did you see me spin? I said, unbelievably, Jake, no, I didn't, because I'd love to have seen that so I could rub it in. We've nicknamed him the Big Easy. He's a happy-go-lucky kind of kid, but put him in a race boat and he grows a set of horns. Might even see them protruding from the canopy as he comes back into the start top. But lightning fast, still learning how to handle one of those F4 boats. But there's been a few big stories this weekend. Steve Lewis in the Fully Sick mate getting out there, the Bannister Marine entry. So getting out there and having a red hot go. Seeming to have just seen a very, very large turtle just pop its head up right at the front of the commentary box. Didn't realise they had turtles that big here at Lake Mulwala, but yes, we'll make sure that he stays where he is. Shelby Sonta, the Queensland supermodel, all the way up there from far north Queensland, boat number 22. She's had a cracking weekend, and in my book, I think we'll have her running off pole. But to her outside, I would think it's either got to be Steve Lewis in Fully Sick or Ryan Eves in the Full Throttle. So we'll wait and see. So the boat crews spin around down there, Paige Caneen running to the outside, so the brand new competitor into this F4 category from up there in New South Wales. Peter Caneen and Zach Murphy down there doing the boat handling for the beautiful young Paige. Right, so crews going through their final checklists. There is on, ignition systems are live. So out of pole 1 will be Shelby Sonta in the Sonta 22 entry. Pole 2 is the young gun, Ryan Eves. So first full series campaigning of the F4 in the Full Throttle machine. The guys at Bannister Marine, the Casson racing crew, they chased some dramas with this engine. There was electrical problems up there at Tare, just couldn't get a race finished, so it looks as though they've ironed those out for Steve Lewis. He's going to run out of 3. Out of 4 is James Bowen in the Watch Me Pop machine. Out of 5 is Misbehave Racing, so Paige Caneen. That's when they left the dock on that warm-up lap. The Fully Sick mate boat, Steve Lewis, throwing a real rooster tail. So I'd say there's an engine height difference there, or either that or there's a different prop selection that's probably setting that boat aside from the other crews. Will it be the right one? Only time will tell. Course is clear. Ron Beasley making sure that everyone's right to go. The call comes. We're moving to our start sequence. 2 flags are flying, ladies and gents, in this final race of the F4. White flag down. Tensions mounting. Who will get the drop off the starting dock? Flag goes. Oh, there's nothing in it. Ryan Eves, full throttle, gets the boat settled nicely and gets the drive for the 60 EFI Mercury Racing. Jake Bowen, Stevie Lewis, nothing between them. Shelby Saunter with the inside run. Well, the boat lifting and porpoising a little bit. That will blow off a little bit of speed, but a beautiful start there from Ryan Eves. Paige Canine away cleanly as well. Eves goes through. Saunter to the inside, to the outside. Jake Bowen with a little fast turn there. And Stevie Lewis to the inside. They're going to head up into turn number 1. Saunter, is she moving to the inside? She certainly is. Has Eves seen her? Saunter inside, Eves to the outside. This is going to be tight. The powerhouse from far north Queensland puts a move on into turn 1, Sammy, and takes the lead away from the young Rhino, Ryan Eves.
Yeah, she certainly did. She just abided her time and then got into full gear and away she went. So Saunter takes the lead at the moment as they swing down towards the front straight away. Pretty close between the 4 of them here, Murph, as they jump past the tower.
Yeah, there's nothing in it, mate. That is just the advantage from the pole right now. But have a look at this. There's a run coming. Jake Bowen to the outside, the red and white boat. But to his inside, fully sick mate, Bannister home, Steve Lewis. Jake's got the inside, so he can hold him a little bit tight. Does it very nicely. So gives him plenty of room, but make sure he doesn't get the best of runs through there. So puts maybe a boat length on him. And this is a very, very tight back turn. It's hard to pick up from here. And now they pick up that headwind as they run down this long back straightaway.
As you were saying, Saunter's boat just porpoising a little bit there, mate, but she's got it down and doing it pretty nicely going up the back. Eves there, Bowen over, well, there's on the outside of the wash, I'm not quite sure. Then, of course, the fully sick mate Bannister boat just in behind Louis as they swing up around that top corner, but Saunter opened up a nice little handy lead at the moment.
Oh, mate, there was a bit of action there, third boat through. Yes, it was Jakey Bowen. So punched a sponsor in hard, the boat tripped to the left, and that's given Steve Lewis, a fully sick mate, an opportunity to get up alongside him now. So a slight error from Bowen, and see, it's going to take him a long time to pick that boat speed back up now. Oh, fully sick mate, put the nose down, mate. You are hanging on the ragged edges, Stevie Lewis. But now the roles are reversed. He's going to get to put pressure on young Jakey Bowen to his inside. Bowen, no problem at all. Turns in hard, but he will be blowing off speed, Sam, so you'd expect Steve to run a little bit quicker around the outside. There it is, there's that boat speed difference. And now he's going to try and get across and get in on this right-hand boy.
It certainly is half. Look at fully sick, mate. Put those sponsors down, mate. By golly, they're up skyward as they go up right here now. He's trying to get away here from Jakey Bowen and open up another 2 or 3 on him. Meanwhile, the race leader already to the centre part of the top corner and about to come into the front straight away. That is Shelby Saunter doing it very well in that 22 boat. He's alone at the moment, second placing, but still is third and fourth guys. It's on and on.
Sure is. Just watching Shelby Saunter around this course. That boat is sitting beautifully. Obviously, the porpoising away from the line as the boat accelerated. There's not a hit of it right now. The boat is just sitting flat and fast. Just watch her through turn 1. Just lets the boat drift around nicely, so not losing too many RPMs and not blowing off any boat speed. And that is a winning formula for her right now. So you can see the battle pack down there is forming there. Now Ryan Eves is having to start to think about what line he runs to maybe balk his opponent trying to line up on him. Not the most efficient, so he wants to be concentrating on chasing down Shelby Saunter. But that's actually slowing him down slightly now, the pressure coming from behind. And Jake Bowen's not going anywhere either.
No, Jake Bowen has gone off the back of those 2 there, so just not staying with them at the moment, but that is going on. And boat is about to take on Evesy, I would say, somewhere around this right-hander, coming along the front straight away as Shelby Saunter goes through there at that particular time. But Evesy looking in the mirrors would see that Bannister Marine fully sick mate, Steve Lewis, on his tail down north.
Yeah, it certainly is. And when you think about these boats are travelling at about 120, 130 kilometres an hour out there, and they are within sort of 5, 6, 7 feet of each other. It's pretty tight racing. Jakey Bowen in that double crosswash behind. You see the boat just dancing sponsor to sponsor, but doing a good job. Stevie Lewis, mate, he's all over the back of Ryan Eves. The eyes will be glued to that left mirror, the right mirror. Where is he? And you know, the focus and the concentration it takes. Oh, Steve got picked up in the rooster tail then, so went to cross over, and the extra weight of water in there being forced under the tunnel stood it up. So that's going to give Jakey Bowen a chance to monster him on the way down. So Jakey's got to keep his cool because his chance will now come. And Ryan Eves gets to breathe out just for a minute.
Certainly does. Shelby Sonta comes to the front straight up once again. The right-hander is about to come up and will straighten her up for the rundown. The front straight away. He's got a little bit of breathing space now in second placing. Third placing, the fully sick mate, the man has to bring Steve Lewis. And then Jakey Bowen, probably similar distance to the second and third place getters, although he's dropped off a little bit as he come out of the right-hander and goes past the tower once again.
Yeah, he's not doing a bad job, Jakey Bowen. I think he needs more horsepower. He's driving the boat very aggressively, and it's going to take him a little while to understand that the smooth is fast. But this is a very, very tight course, but doing a beautiful job of staying with his crew in front of him. These guys are all new to this category, and the racing, as you would expect from an engine class, unbelievably tight. The boat coming past the checkered buoy right now, that is Misbehaved. Paige Canane's second ever race meeting in the F4. Was a wonderful campaigner in the junior series, and now the Misbehaved race too. So Mum Rowena, Dad Peter have brought her down to compete at this round, and just watching her through there, she is driving that boat beautifully right now. So the engine height just a little bit lower just to make sure the boat's nice and stable, but she's super smooth through there. And as I said, they'll gradually make changes to this boat as Paige's confidence builds. That'll give her that extra 1 or 2 or 3 mile an hour to bring her back to the front runners in this field. So great development program underway for her, but yellow flag that time through, Sam, I think.
Yep, yellow flag, one to go. Shelby Sonta at the bottom part of the circuit. Nice handy break. Ryan Eves is holding up the challenge at the moment from the fully sick mate Bannister Marine of Steve Lewis, and Jakey Bowen again just dropped off. He's out the back by about 6 or 8 on those ones there as they go up the back straight away the last time. But look at Shelby Sonta sitting on the water beautifully, going up into the breeze there, Murph. So only got to negate the top corner and homeward bound for the last time.
Well, it's credit to the Sonta race crew, but that little F4 is sitting absolutely beautifully. It's just sitting very flat, wasting no energy, and just getting the job done. So she's put a lot of seat time into this boat and a lot of work to get her where she is. We watched the race in the juniors as well. She's a hell of a boat driver. She's got a really good racecraft, and she's going to be one to watch. It would be no surprise to see her competing on a world stage, providing Mum and Dad will continue to pay the bills. But checkered flag through for the blind assassin from up north, Ryan Eves, with a spirited drive to pick up a second place for the weekend in full throttle. Third will be the man in the fully sick rate of Steve Kelly, and Jake, the mighty man, Bowen. And watch me pop to bring home fourth. So those 3 blokes, good mates, and they will love that result. And the last one home to finish, I think, her 5th ever F4 race is none other than the beautiful Misbehaved Racing, Paige Canane. So welcome her back home for a faultless weekend of powerboat racing in this F4 category. These guys will be absolute guys. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls will be absolutely exhausted. The hard work, these little F4s, they're not designed to be easy. They're designed to teach you the racecraft of piloting a F4 or Formula powerboat. So. And a great job to all involved. So put your hands together for her, ladies and gentlemen. Take your hats off, give her a wave. It's Miss Shelby Sonta, the Sonta 22 racing team, all the way from far north Queensland. Great job by her to take the round win here at Yarrawonga this weekend. Ryan Eves, the full throttle machine, a little Mulgard brings it home as well. They're still racing back to pit lane. Here we go. They're going to go 3 wide. Has Jokey seen him? Yes, they have. So you don't want to upset the officer today by clunking into each other on the way back into the lagoon, but good to have them all home safe and sound. Stephen Lewis from Tuggerah started his own business up there recently. The young guy, Lewis Marine Shipwrights in Cornwall area, shipping services. Get hold of him. And welcome home, Paige Kinney. Proudly sponsored by Flex. He's trying to tell you what, Sammy, I'm glad that wind gust didn't hit about 2 minutes ago. That's the kind of thing that will really upset a Formula 4 driver's day, to be perfectly honest. Right, so about to kick off the F3s, the SST 60 category. Hey, a bit of an update from here in the commentary box. We saw what we thought in the last race was Jake Greentree withdraw just before the checkered flag, but PCB the only finisher. Turns out that is actually not the case. The checkered flag was flown one lap too late, to be honest. So actually it was Jake Greentree that took the win from Peter Cochrane. Jake came out of throttle knowing full well that the race had been run for one lap too long. So yeah, there you go. There's a winner's way on the board for these guys. So apologies to the crew down there, Greens Racing. Had a good wander through these guys. I was saying that we had 3 out of 4 didn't finish. Jake did finish, won the race. Peter Cochrane with a second spot. But our 2 fair maidens out there, Talia Wellham went out there with 4 blades on the propeller and came back in with 3. So snapped the blade off a prop. It was actually a prop given to her by Peter Cochrane. Not sure if there's a story in that, but no, I doubt it. Peter's normally mucks over their fuel. Doesn't give propellers are too expensive. So Talia Wellham, the boat was flying right up till she spat that blade off. And young Tyler Howard, they had dramas here in the Ross racing machine as well. So they had a problem with fuel pressure, having too much fuel pressure. So they can only run up to about 8 psi of fuel pressure into these things, and the fuel pump was punching out 12 and 13. So had no choice but to shut the engine down and risk damage. So a bit of a shame for her, but they reckon they've got it all resolved, and we're going to see a ding-dong battle to decide the final heat. It'll decide the weekend in the Formula 3. So out of pole 1 with those couple of wins will be Jake Greentree. Greentree Racing engine. Shout out to Jake's Nan and Pop, who are the major sponsor of his enterprises. So wish my Nan and Pop, well, God rest their souls. But yeah, no, it's great to see the family support out there. Right, Greentree out of 1, PC Racing, Peter Cochrane, the Silver Fox, Peter and Donna Cochrane down there, ready to launch the PC race machine into the stratosphere. Talia Wellham, the Carpet 1 entry up there from Port Macquarie. She's running out of 3, and Tyler Howard in Wasp Racing running out of pole 4. These little high-performance race engines, they love a start like this. So Greentree not actually opting for the warm-up lap, so decided to sit that one out. The call's through from Big Bad Ron Beasley down there that we're ready for the flags. Scotty picks the 2 up. All eyes focused on the starter. White flag lowered, Sam. Here we go. Greentree's going nowhere. He's stationary on the start line. Peter Cochrane walks down terribly. It's Tyler Howard with an unbelievable start. Greentree finally gets motivated and he's off the line. But I tell you what, Peter Cochrane bogged down big time there as well. Tyler Howard, she's running out of a wider pole, so I had to give him a bit of a run, but Greedy is going to have to fight his way to the front, Sam, and he's looking to do it by the looks of things into turn number 1 for the first time.
There we go. Got a little bit slow coming out of the chute, didn't he? But by golly, he's starting to make up ground now as Jake, as he goes up a little bit closer, hooks it out a bit wide to get out of that spray of the race leader PC as they come in.
He's hooked it. Oh, great driving from great race car from young Tyler Howard to miss him. So he's up and underway again. But I tell you another thing, Talia Wellham, she's got a drama, mate. She was well off the pace out there. The boat's starting to pick up a bit of pace now, but something not right. She was flying last time around. Obviously, maybe that propeller, she did the prop. But I'm looking at that boat, the way that's handling it, it doesn't look to me like she's got any trim working right now. We'll wait and see as it goes on.
Yeah, certainly something's amiss there, but I don't know whether Ricky might give Tyler, something extra special in the way of fuel or something, mate, because that boat is absolutely going beautifully.
Yeah, it's looking good right now, you can see, but the guy that's going to challenge her for it, he made a mistake, an uncharacteristic error. He's going to have to look to the outside. She will not give him an inside run surely through there, so she's got more than a few boat legs on him. She can dictate the course. Jakey looks to the outside now. Yeah, green tree to the outside. He's going to try and run the overlap to pick her up on the right hand. Oh, and she's bogged down through there. Has she got a drama, Sam? I think so.
Yeah, that's a bit of bad luck because it was going very, very well. And you're right, Murph. There's a big drama because she has stopped.
She is out the Wasp racing machine. Had that gremlin in the fuel system. Now the engine has just fired again now. What's she going to do? Talia Wellham. Now they're both looking a little bit lighter there, but just looking at the angle of that engine cowl, I'd be surprised if she's got her full trim range. The way that boat's handling through there. Peter Cochran, mate, out in front. It is all yours for the taking. The way they finish is the way they'll stand on the podium this weekend. And PC, mate, he's actually, no, I should correct that because based on qualifying, that will there's points available for the hot lap qualifier as well. But Peter Cochran, he's got to make sure he brings the PC Racing Donna Cochran owned machine home to maximise his chances into the series.
Now the boat going along quite nicely. He can dial himself in now, can PC. He's well clear of Jakey Greentree, who's having a few problems out there, mate. Is that a little bit of smoke? No, I thought maybe a little bit of blue out the back there, but Jakey still going.
Yeah, look, I don't know, because, Sammy, what you're saying there is that, the way these boats are, that if you go to stand on the throttle coming out of a corner and you don't get it, it can actually do exactly what just happened. The nose of the boat will not lift because you're not on the gas, so it can actually hook the sponson in. So, yeah, maybe he's got a bit of an intermittent power drama there, which is causing him a drama. He's definitely eased right up on this thing now. So, is he looking to nurse the Greentree Racing machine home?
Yeah, that may well be the idea of him as he comes around the top, because he certainly has taken the foot off the accelerator as PC goes through once again, and Talia over the back. So it's poetry in motion at the moment, Murph, because the leader doing it very, very nicely indeed, all alone. Jake Greentree in second placing, and Talia Wellham just at the top end of the circuit, back there in third.
About Peter Cochran, mate, he knows he's got this in the bag. He's got a half a lap advantage after a great chase. He's slow. He doesn't slow down. He just, have a look at him. He's just pushing on as if nothing's happened. He just challenges himself every time he drives his boat to just continually push the envelope. So you can see him now charging down this front straight away, and the rooster tail flying. The boat just sitting beautifully through there. Conditions being with, you know what? He just loves racing this boat. He loves this category. Him and Ken Parker and Robert Parker, his wife Donna, they are just a huge driving force behind the Formula 3s. And it's one big family out there in pit lane with this crew, and it's great to see PC out there leading by example right now.
Yep, certainly is. So as the laps tick by, Jakey Greentree just about to come past us once again, but the race leader. Oh yeah, well, we got a turtle out in front of us, mate.
Big turtle.
Yeah, look at the head, up in the air.
Look at you,
See the turtle out there in front?
Yep, that's a big turtle.
He's having a look at the action.
He sure is, mate. He's a powerboat racing fan, as we all are out here. But Pete Cochran now is working his way up onto the back of the carpet. One entry and Talia Wellham. And I tell you what, she would look like that one little bit. She won't give the fight up easily. She's a fierce competitor, is this young lady. But so you can see the closing speed of the boat. They're fundamentally different. Talia, that boat not getting its maximum RPM, which could either be the trim, or it could be, I said, that propeller not matched perfectly to what she needs out there today. But PC just cruises up the inside now, drifts through the right-hander. A little bit of a lump and a bump through the back there, and Talia Wellham just tucks in behind him. As the laps continue to count down, so that little breeze stiffening slightly.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the up here is very, very strong by the look of it.
Yeah, it's sort of swung around a little bit, too. It's sort of coming over the back shoulder now, so a little bit more of a headwind into this last part of the straight, and a bit more on the tail of the base heading through. Down the back straight away. Peter Cochran trying to outrace the Melbourne drone out there, and he's done it. He's giving Gino a touch up there. Come on, Gino, you'll have to lift your game. But Gino didn't find that funny at all. He's going to come back with the V8 version for next round. But, supercharged, mate. Put methanol in it, it fixes everything.
Yeah.
All right, PC, just showing you how it's supposed to be done now. The white and the purple machine with the checkered flags just in front of the rear cowling. Pops another very, very nice lap in. Don't be too far away from that yellow flag, I wouldn't have thought there, Sam.
No.
No, keep an eye on the tower.
Well, I think I can see checkered, mate, so I'm not too sure. I know, white and red one there, but... So it's yellow out
Here we
there.
go. So yellow flag this time through for your race leader, Mr. Peter Cochran. The Melbourne drone over there, he's getting in fast and low this time. You say, mate, I've got you covered now. Look at that. That'll be some unbelievable footage. You're going to jump onto the Facebook page, Melbourne Drone Services. Like the Facebook page, and you'll get access to this footage. It's going to be a bit of a little bit of a compilation put together by Gino and the hard-working crew down there. Obviously, they're here for our safety and help our officials, but it's also some pretty cool gear, mate. High-definition drone footage.
Oh, yeah.
Streamed to you live by the crew out working on it this weekend. So Joe and Shane Painter, so big thanks to them for their hard work this weekend. Sending the racing all around the globe.
Yep, certainly is. Okay, well, yellow flag is still out, so PC up at the top end of the circuit, about to come in the front straight away, and it'll be all over for him, Murph, as he comes through.
Yeah, mate, interesting that one. Obviously, as we said before, it's not the way he wants to win it, but he's certainly taking the checkered flag. Put your hands together for the Silver Fox, one of the nicest guys getting around in this sport is Mr. Peter Cochran. And a lap down, I think it will be, but finishing on the check it is Talia Wellham. Just can't recall whether she'll take second spot or whether Jake Greentree will pick up the second in that one. But a good one from her, the Carpenter 1 entry from Port Macquarie. Young Talia Wellham, up around with some of the big blokes as well in the F2 category last season, but as her heart said, I'm getting really good in this F3 category. And the green machine, Jake Greentree, Jack leads it back home to pick up these finishing points for the weekend. Back out there in the middle, the engine has fired, and he's young Tyler Howard, the Wasp racing machine. So yeah, obviously nothing terminal out there, but maybe the gremlins that they thought they had sort of not so. So really unfortunate for this young lady. Always got a smile on her face, beautiful young driver, and wonderful soul. And yeah, it's a shame that she's not out there putting her best foot forward, which I'm sure she will be. So that wraps up the Formula 3 category for this time around. Make sure you give them all a wave, bang your hands together as they come back to join us here in pit lane. Because very shortly we're going to roll out with our next category. Just look across my shoulder, it will be the F2 category, the 200 XS Optimax. Gavin Bricker sporting a brand new race suit after that last round, no doubt. What will he do this time? Who knows? Only time will tell. The old stage, he loves how to get around. Yeah, it's a thumbs up and a big smile for the beautiful girl in the Wasp racing machine. She'll be back to fight another day. It's always a positive. Last time she went swimming, so she hasn't even got wet much this weekend. Jake Greentree, rated number 57 in the C and J Thompson. Righto, so this is the Formula 2 last race of the day. First one home is going to highly likely stand on top of the hill. Now down to pole 1, we're going to have TBR, the excitement machine, the old man Gavin Bricker. Big GB Bricker will be out of 1. Out of pole 2, Ewan Bricker, the young gun, here to tumble the old man down. Had a tracking start in the last race. Pole 3, Chris Kuznetsov in Sportsville. Pole 4 being Matty Peck in the Octane Race Machine. And pole 5, Pete Taylor in Crazy Duck Racing. So they are released to the starting dock to go out and have a little starting round. Another new race, another new propeller for Gavin Bricker. Matty Peck, number 49, the original Octane Race Machine now joins the field. Bricker leads out. Pete Taylor in the Crazy Duck. And Chris Kuznetsov into the Sportsville Machine, convincing win in that last race from Kuznetsov. So that babber of Gavin Bricky's looking very, very settled in that back chute that time through. So said every time they're hitting the water with this thing, because it's all development time, they are changing area. Oh, I say that he gets a little bit high, a little bit loose, but all under control. So loose is fast, Jimmy Bobby. So silver babber glinting into the sun. Matty Peck in the Octane Race Machine back to the pits. Sound like he's playing around out there, but I can tell you Gavin Bricker here will be just working that engine height and checking how much prop slip he's got when he stands on it for this starting launch. So on and off the throttle on the way in, and he'll just be making tiny adjustments till he gets the prop to the point where he wants it. So he wants enough slick to get the revs up really quickly, and then he'll bury that engine further down to get the drive he needs to get away from the dock. Kuznetsov doing a little bit of the same on his way back into the grid. All right, so getting them in a line down there, like herding cats, these guys. All competitors, and any advantage they can grab, they will take. All right, so Gino launches the drone. He's out there. We're at 2 flags, ladies and gents. God, he's got the attention of everybody. The white flag drops, waiting for the start flag. Here we go. They hit the gas. Nice jump. The button drops penalty. And Sportsfield Octane Racing versus Chris Kuznetsov. Here we go. Bricker's going to lead him through. The young gun, Ewan Bricker, pushes him through. Gavin's through clean. Kuznetsov the outside. Bricker is on a flyer, the young kid. Kuznetsov winding it up now into the top. Pex to the outside. But Ewan Bricker can take them into turn number 1, Sam.
Certainly, as they go to the top corner. Great start from the young gun. Ewan Bricker shows the way as he goes to the left-hander. That sports film over on the outside of him, Kuznetsov. Matty Peckratty, a big race here at the moment. Murph has got Gavin Bricker on the inside now.
Yes, and he has went to the right of the wash there, lost a little bit of drive. Bricker said thank you, but tell you what, Ewan Bricker shut the door pretty hard. Oh no, there's an issue now with the accident. So Bricker has rolled that boat over, and it looked like Kuznetsov might have made contact.
He's out.
All right, so big incident down there. Ewan Bricker, mate, it was like, wait, I'm just going on what I thought I saw, but it looked to me like Ewan Bricker, the sponsor, tipped in, the boat rolled over. I don't know, it looked almost as though Kuznetsov made contact with the back of the boat as it went over, but Kuznetsov sitting out in the middle. So red flag, stoppage, the pressure was there, but mate, heartbreaking for this young kid. Yeah, he's safe and sound, ladies and gents, standing up on the deck of the TBR machine. So the TBR boat, unfortunately though, it looks as though it is settling to the waterline. I'm just hard to get an angle on it. Yep. Yeah, mate, the boat is unfortunately taking on water, and it looks as though it is, the engine has just popped under. So, mate, heartbreaking, but yeah, you need to get the tow boys to be hooked onto that and get that out of there as quickly as they can to get it back to the boat ramp. TBR's crew, can we get that trailer down there? And we'll need some helpers down at the boat ramp by the looks of things as quick as you can to get ready to receive the boat back to the pits. But gee, Sammy, there was a bit of pressure there for the young guy, and mate, unfortunately for him, it hasn't come off well. He's that boat rolling. It looked as though it rolled completely over, but it might have just been the time it took for the sounder travellers. But Kuznetsov, luckily, cat-like reaction, has managed to avoid driving straight into the side of that boat as it rolled over in front of him. So
yeah, he hasn't avoided the all weekend, mate. I think that's his second or third.
Yeah, look, it's uncharacteristic. He's only a young kid, but I've seen him pedal this boat unbelievably well, and it's exactly the same corner that he actually tripped that boat over in practice, and almost exactly the same spot, to be honest. But the boys have got the boat under tow, so thank you very much, New South Wales Maritime. And the idea behind that, once you get the boat moving forward, it will just sit up and float, and it will stop taking on water as they bring it back here to the dock area. So the TBR crew, the trailer is on the way. So we've got plenty of helpers down there to receive the TBR machine back in. It's floating upright. Looks not too bad from here for the boys down there. So absolute heartbreak for the young gun aboard the TBR number 6 machine. His old man out there as well, Gavin Bricker. He would hate to see that for young Ewan, but looks to me that everything's hunky-dory with the young guy. Looks as though he's riding in on the bow of the rescue boat. But a red flag stoppage. This Optimax crew has been hard at it all weekend. This is the top category, the Formula 2 category, with no F1s racing this weekend, and they push on very hard. The boat's very, very quick, and only takes a split second of loss of concentration, maybe a little roller, and end result is you end up in this situation. So the boat's sitting up all right at this point for the crews over there in the bank. So it's riding nice and high when you see it come around the corner. But as soon as we stop, it's probably going to take on a bit of water. You got that, Rocket? You hate to see it, it's like a wounded thoroughbred being dragged back home, but incredibly safe, these boats. They've got a full carbon fibre cockpit in them for the driver, 5-point harness and a full breathing system. The drivers, they wear a harness device as well to protect them from any excessive G-forces when the unfortunate happens. But it's not what you want to see. Someone's pride and joy limping home. But I can assure you that the big girl will be back out there ready to play another day, as will the young guy on his way back in. Nothing with fog won't fix, so the actually boat not looking too bad, just quietly. We'll wait to see what happens when we pull it up off the ramp. But great to see all the support crews down there. Ladies and gentlemen, he's up there on the deck of the rescue boat. Give us a wave, big fella. Yeah, there, you can put him a round of applause. He's the youngest competitor out there, is this young kid, holding down pole position in front of the Angry Russian, and a beautiful start, a beautiful drive. He will be back to fight another day, so good job, you and Bricker. You might have a bit of explaining to do when the old man gets back to the dock, but great to see him safe and sound in the hand of Dave Bodner and our paramedic crew. And we'll give you an update very shortly as to what that means for the race program for the remainder of the day. We said it would be exciting, we said it would be action-packed. This is the Australian Championships, and they certainly are not disappointing right now here at Lake Mulwala. So black flag now flying, so all radio comms crews, the all clear black flag return to pits has been issued. It's just that our course boats are all in here, so if you've got radio comms with the driver, fellas, the black flag has been flown. They are safe to return off the course. Thank you. But it looks like we're going to go for a restart on that race. The full flying gun not yet completed. Leave it in pole position as they remain. TBR racing crew have been working a little bit too hard for even their own liking this weekend. Right, so we just need some boat handlers down for the Bricker racing crew. Gavin's still out in the water. So, Rocket, oh yeah, you got Pagey on it. So we're just organising a couple of boat handlers down there now to pick up Gavin Bricker. Geez, these maritime guys, they've done an amazing job this week. You're working a little bit hard even for our own liking, mate. What are these guys doing? Only all these Hollywood Formula Powerboat races, I don't know. Big shout out to the maritime crew. It's a pretty tough task out there in the boat all day. They've done a wonderful job and showing you some expertise boat handling, by the way. Not easy to recover these boats the way that they have been. So one of the standard safety features for a lot of these boats is actually, you'll see it just there with the boat on the ramp in the back corner where the boys are popping their hands in. Now they actually have a couple of hydrostatic valves and big plates in the back of the boat. So if the boat does end up upside down, those valves automatically open to allow water to flood into the back of the boat. Sounds stupid, I know, but what happens then is the boat will swing and the weight of the engine with all the water rushing in the back of the boat will roll the boat so that the actual cockpit points straight up and down in the air. Right behind the cockpit, they either have airbags or a big buoyancy chamber, so it actually lets the back of the boat swing down and the cockpit of the boat is held up, so the driver is potentially held out of the water. So that's one of the safety features of the boat. Not ideal if you actually don't want it to sink, and they've already popped open, as would have been the case in Ewan's little rollover then. But yeah, he's safe and sound back here on the dock. Might be looking a little bit bruised. His ego certainly will be. That's not what you want to see for any young driver.
No, they're just sitting here, just in front of you on your right. Rescue 1 still not back out there either.
Alright, so just waiting for our rescue teams to get back into their position. So it looks like we've got the last of our rescue craft now back onto the water. So the dazzling Dave Bodner, the big paramedic to the stars, Anna Bodner out there on the water as well. So as our rescue dive team. Actually working a little bit too hard this weekend, mates. Normally they just float around out there all day doing nothing, Sammy, but they've been put to work.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what they're out there for. Sometimes they get it good, Other times, yeah, so. Yeah, man. Don't forget, folks, too, there will be a band on the Malibu deck at from 4 p.m. And of course, the presentations will be around 6:30, 7 o'clock, also on the Malibu deck. So if you'd like to stay around and support the drivers that have put on the show over the weekend, and of course the Moana Water Ski Club, our very, very good sponsors, and what a great venue it is, as everyone agrees. So we've got a band at 4 p.m. and then of course we've got the presentations from about 6:30, 7 p.m. on.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're about to get underway. Straight into the race, so we're about to get into the starters' hands.
Yeah, wind starting to whip up again, Murph. Quite a fair bit across the circuit now, so
certainly is out there.
Fingers crossed, doesn't get any worse.
And then there were 4. There's been a bit of an attrition this weekend.
That sounds like a big block.
Certainly.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Sports Film, Chris Kuznetsov is doing it well out in front. Murph takes the left-hander. Now come up to the little right-hand dog leg and into front straight away. Oh, did you see Gavin Bricker? A real swing there, Murph, to try and get around that quick and get out of the road of Matty Peck off Game Racing.
Yeah, sure is, and there's nothing between these two right now. The turns are going Bricker's way, but the mid-order acceleration is going towards Becky. Bricker now, he's looking very nice through there. Brings the boat around, so he got that little gap. Pecky just pushed to the outside there, so shortening the corner as best he can. Zala goes through, the Crazy Duck Racing team, the boat looking very, very nice as well, but Sports Film, Kuznetsov has the bit between his teeth, Sammy, as he leads them through up into this top turn, boy, one more time.
Yeah, well, he certainly got out of all of the rough stuff, and he's got the clear water out in front and doing it well. Chrissy Boy in the Sports Film comes into the front straight once again as he goes through. This has allowed Gavin Bricker to get away a little bit from Matty Peck here to Murph, so he's got a pretty handy lead now.
Sammy,
Matty.
Pecky's just missed on the wrong side of the right-hand dog leg. The boat was absolutely unsettled out of the top turn. It had to come right across the left. It sort of turned left on him, but it couldn't see what happened, but it hooked to the right, and he shot down the wrong side of those turn boys. So there will be, unofficially in the commentary box, of course, but from where I sit, that will be a time penalty for Matty Peck for missing that set of turn boys.
Well, you did say that they don't like going right, maybe. The boat said, no, I don't want to go right, Murph.
No,
But
it certainly didn't, mate.
yeah, but at the moment, Sports Film, isn't Chris doing a great job? Round the right-hand dog leg down the front straight away. And look at Gavin Bricker throwing the better boat round that left-hander there and into the right-hander. Now I'll come past in second placing.
I tell you what, mate, Sports Film is flying in the straight. That boat is just, it's wasting no energy whatsoever. Have a look at it through this back straight now. The right-hander, you'll have to sit on down a little bit just there, and now it just lets the boat have its head, and it just stands up and accelerates to maximum velocity all the way this long haul to the big left hand, the triangular turn at the top of the course. He's through turn boy number one. Turn boy number two puts it to bed a little bit out of turn three, the hard left-hander to pick up this right hand, and that is a very, very nice lap from Chris Kuznetsov.
Yeah, Gavin Bricker had a nice run up the back straight away also. Didn't get into trouble where he got into trouble early on in the day when he lifted the nose of that rubber boat right up out of the water, but he jumped past the finish line, and he's still got probably half a length to the straight behind this flying Chris Kuznetsov in the Sports Film boat with the Octane Racing Matty Peck just going through.
Yeah, mate, I'm surprised at that Matty Peck. He very rarely does he make an error, and but the boat just unsettling itself completely. It's sort of like the back of the boat stepped out and went sort of danced left, right, spots, and it just hooked right at the critical point, and he could not drag it back to get to the right side of those turn boys. As we watch Zala now at the bottom end of the course, the Crazy Duck Racing cheered on by his family, doing a beautiful job in this brand new boat combination for Pete Zala.
Yep, certainly is doing well as the race leader goes through once again. Sports Film, Chris Kuznetsov. Gavin Bricker trying hard in the 66 Baba boat, but at the moment he's got just no answers. Matty Peck back to his third Octane Racing as they come down the front straight away. Let's have a look at Chris as he goes up the back. He's got the nose up there, getting a nice little bit of air underneath it, Murph. Oh, that bar. Oh, boy, he had a little moment out of the chute there, Murph, but everything is okay.
Oh, have a look at him right there, mate. Oh,
he's on the limit.
He's testing the limit. The purple and silver boat's the one we're talking about to the top, to the left of your screens right now, ladies and gents. In it through the top turn, boy. Gav Bricker, he's using this as development this round of the series. It's a brand new boat straight out of Europe, and he is absolutely pushing the envelope with what this thing's going to handle with him. And of course, as we just saw with his young son, Ewan Bricker, it can go wrong very, very quickly. The boat looks very nice down this chute, but in the back it's a little bit looser, so that slight variance in the bit of headwind. Very experienced driver of one of those things, but this is a brand new proposition, this boat. Capabilities are extraordinary. He's just got to fall in love and make sure that it doesn't end in a bitter divorce around any of these turn boys here at Lake Mulwala.
Yeah, he certainly used a lot of props over the weekend, so has he got the right one on? Well, At the moment it is behaving itself as the race leader's about to come in the front straight away once again. So down the front, Sports Film, Kritzka Nestov. Through the left-hander goes through for Gavin Bricker. Now the right-hander that'll bring him down past the tower. Further back in the field, just going around Matty Peck. Good turn there. Lost a little bit of power coming out of the chute, but goes through the right-hander and down he goes. As Bricker goes through, looks very well going down front straight away, Murph, but down the back, just a little untidy.
Yes, certainly is, mate. And remember too, the Cavs had their dramas with the engine going into Limpone Road, having to come off the revs, shut the engine down and restart it. So Pecky will have noticed that in that last race, so he needs to push on and stay as close as he can. He'll have that penalty hanging over his head, but he's still out there motoring nicely, as is Peter. A couple of huge big rollers have just hit the front of the brake wall here, mate. Just not sure what's put them up. There might have been a pontoon boat go through the back, but as long as they can see them out there on the water, that won't worry them too much. Late afternoon sun, so as you're turning in that top turn, boy, you're sunk there on the left-hand screen of these boats. It won't be an easy thing at that turn at the top left of the course, but all getting around very, very nicely now.
Yeah, they certainly are. The Sports Film's up the top end of the circuit, the race leader once again, as Chris takes the centre pier now, the left-hander coming out of the chute. He'll go to the right-hander, and down front straight once again. Is the yellow flag out?
It certainly is. This time through will be the last one for Kuznetsov. Stands the Sports Film machine up. It's a beautiful boat, this thing. Clean and simple, well-prepared. Craig Bailey doing a lot of work with Chris Kuznetsov on this high-performance Mercury 200 XS racing engine. And the boat not putting a foot wrong technically all weekend, so big credit to Bales. Yellow flag shown to Gav Bricker on the way through. Last time through for Gavin. Matty Peck brings it home now, as does the Crazy Duck Racing man, Mr. Peter Zala. Now, Pete, again, Pecky's got that time penalty in front of him for a missed turn, boy. He's been solid in every single race, finished every race. He's going to score well this weekend for his points in the Australian Championship Series. Now, these guys keep headbutting each other and breaking things out there, mate.
Yeah, but it's all one way at the moment. Sports Film over the line first. So Chris Kuznetsov, great run. Coming home second will be Gavin Bricker in the double six bummer as he comes through third placing. Then we'll go to Matty Peck and the orange and white octane racing. And Britta Salo back behind him in fourth placing, but that was a very, very impressive win by the race leader.
It certainly was. They'll be scratching their heads out there thinking, how do we get up on the gunwale of this bloke? He's lightning fast in the starts. You've seen him almost every race make turn, boy, one. The only bloke to challenge him on that has been Ewan Bricker to beat him to that first turn, boy. And as you can see, Chris, he had to really work hard, and Ewan was in a very strong position in front of him, holding the inside pole, when unfortunately it all went wrong from the young bloke from down south there. It's great driving from Kuznetsov. Congratulations to all the crew of the Sports Film machine out there for an absolutely perfect weekend of racing. But tell you what, we've had incidents, we've had exclusions from events as well, but I'm just trying to think. I tell you what, Peter Zala in the Crazy Duck Racing, I know he started and finished every single race this weekend, so just trying to think who else has. Matty Peck was an exclusion, so was Sports Film. Just trying to work out whether Gav Bricker has managed to finish a race. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gents. Wave your hats for the big fella. The big man of TBR Racing, Mr. Gav Bricker, the beautiful new boat. Looking $1 million out there. Much more settled and very, very quick for Gav Bricker, but said a little bit spread out there, but Chris Kuznetsov making everybody look a little bit average with that run, and mate, all credit to him and Craig and all of his crew for a wonderful, wonderful weekend of racing. But tell you what, it'll be very interesting to get to the podium tonight and check the points, because we've got to say, I reckon Peter Zala's going to find his way to the podium. Give him a wave, ladies and gents. It's your series winner this round, or race winner this round, is Chris Kuznetsov in the Sports Film. Matty Peck, the the Speed and Leisure. Big shout out to Davey Minton of Speed and Leisure. I know he'll be watching this event. Matty Peck in the Octane Racing Machine. Great drive from him. That's an uncharacteristic moment from him down there out of turn number 2. And Peter Zala in the Crazy Duck Racing. The all-white machine. Obviously, if you're thinking about getting involved in a bit of powerboat action and looking for someone to sponsor, my money is get on this bloke right now, because there's big things in store for Pete Zala. Right, so there's a fair bit going on. The next 2 races we have on our schedule, ladies and gentlemen, are a couple of very, very big ones. Of course, this weekend we will be, today, the next 2 races will decide the Mulwala Gold Cup winner. It's one of those unique races, the Gold Cup. It pits the 2 fastest outboards up against the 2 fastest displacements and the 2 fastest Grand Prix hydroplanes. So it's the hydros versus the displacement, Sam, versus the outboards. But there's been a bit of carnage today. We've got broken boats, we've got broken drivers, we've got all sorts of things going on. And, mate, we'll wait with bated breath to see who's going to fill this field, mate.
Yeah, well, the replicharge is down to, in my calculations, Murph, down to 2 boats. So we'll just have to wait and see because, as you said, there's been a lot of carnage. And, yeah, that's put paid to quite a few boats. So our estimation, we've got 5 for the Gold Cup, but we need another one. So the replicharge, who we will get out there, we will know very shortly.
All right, so we're just getting news through from Race Control, Sam.
Where's the word, Murph?
The replicharge will run. So the replicharge we had scheduled TBR 66, Cracker Racing, 888 Racing, Aqua Magic, and Desperado. Okay, so they were scheduled. However, we have had our outboards. So TBR 66 Cracker and 888 Racing Simon Troy withdraw from the replicharge due to technical issues and a whole host of other things. So we're going to see Aqua Magic versus Desperado, the battle of the 6-litre hydroplanes.
Yep.
For the runners-up trophy, my friend.
To make up the field of 6.
Great work up there. Big shout out to Holly, the Commodore there of the VXPC. He's worked hard all weekend. He's working the hydrogen cranes. So, Holly, thank you for all your work, mate. It's not often that the guys using the cranes are the first blokes ready to go, but they certainly have been for the last, well, at least today. So, great news. So, we're going to see it, mate. This will be a great race too. Aqua Magic Desperado. So the 2-boat field, that is all that is left, to be perfectly frank, out of the attrition rate this weekend. Aqua Magic versus Desperado. Desperado, we saw, was finishing second in the EC Griffith Cup, but the rules do state only 2 hydroplanes can go through to the final. So a bit heartbreaking for Liam Holland after a spectacular weekend. And straight after this race, we will get into the Gold Cup final, ladies and gents. If you've hung around to see it, this is going to be a big one. It's the one trophy that has eluded the Harrison Racing Team, the one that they do not own. So GP1 will want to get out there and take it off them. The two big fast hydroplanes have qualified right out there. They'll run out of the poles. We'll get them to you very, very shortly. Slam and Sammy Smith is going to take us through the field. We're just waiting. I got you covered there, Big Holly. White flag is about to fly, mate. Nice shirt, by the way, Holly. I like it. It suits you.
Okay, folks. White flag is up with the start boat.
One more chance to get a look at this beautiful, these two 6-litre hydroplanes. They came out, they almost smacked the Grand Prix hydros around. Well, Liam Holland, in fact,
by the way. That's the Holly Boy Racing Desperado. Liam Holland is the piloter out there on the water. AFPGP is Steve Scott for Roddy Stedden and Clint Stedden. So that's the blue and white. They are both 6-litre hydroplanes. And as I said, that Desperado boat, which was formerly Elizabeth Wolf and Marty Wolf from the United States of America. It came out here, brought by, of course, Holly. And it has proved a very, very capable and quick boat. So watch when the flag drops. This little 6-litre absolutely tiptoes from one sponsor to the other at a speed that is just absolutely astounding. So they bring them around. One of these boats, I dare say, will make the final, Murph.
Mate, it's a heartbreaking for him. He got second in the Extra Cup. He won't be unhappy with this weekend. This will be a grudge match. Both these blokes from the Victorian Speedboat Club, they are good mates, but on the water it's not going to matter at all. The flag flies high. Perfect conditions for hydroplane racing, ladies and gents. They hold them, and let him go, Sammy. And here we go. It's a drag race to the Magic Stevie Scott running tight on the pins, very nice. Where's Desperado? He pulls up to the outside of him now. It's a drag race down the back chute. Stevie Scott says you're not getting away that easy, son. Leans onto the canard wing on the front, just tickles it up a little bit, lets the boat have its head, and we go into turn number 2, Sam.
Yeah, side by side, probably around about the lazy 130 mile an hour as they come into front straightaway. AFPGP the inside, Desperado the outside, nothing between them. Holly on the outside, Steve Scott on the inside. Look at that, side by side. If they went over the line, golden ticket.
Have we got a race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen? We'll lap down and then to the outside, travelling a little bit further. Aquamagic making good horsepower now, so he's got to make sure he gets a clean run at here. It does not fog the boat in at all. There's Holly a half a boat length now. He's got a little bit better run on the outside chute, but Steve-O comes back. The canard wing lifts up the front of the Aquamagic machine. They are gunnel to gunnel now.
Nothing between them, folks. Up the top corner once again. There's the turn fin coming into action as a spray of water comes out. Holly the outside, Scotty the inside. Look at them side by side. What a shot, Murph.
The yellow flag. Oh, it's a beautiful run now from Liam Holland. He's got some great drive out of that shot. I know he's in there somewhere, but I can't see him. There's a boat waiting into the turn. Holly down the boat unsettles a little bit on the outside run. But the RPM stays. Stevie Scott running that tight line to the inside. Sam, I'm not going to bet anything on this one. This is the VSBC's best in action right now. The Victorian Speedboat Club co-hosting this event this weekend, and they are putting on a show on the water right now. This is the rapid chance, mate.
Who said you can't have a two-boat war? Well, it's out there at the moment on the circuit here at Lake Moala. Top corner for the last time. It's going to be a sprint to the line. Steve's got the inside up the back. Magic. On the outside, Liam Holland in Desperado. Home she comes.
He's got it. Here he's coming back. Who is it over? Oh, it's Malcolm Buckley. It's the Holy Brothers Racing Desperado. I think to take it over. Unbelievable. Can we just finish now, Sam?
Oh, let's go on.
What a race.
Oh.
Peter Stevens, Benny Fox, congratulations, the owners and builders of the engine in the Aqua Magic machine. Unbelievable from Steve Scott, his wife Rebecca, Tyler, all the kids here. Mate,
Well, they've had big problems.
I forgot about all the standards, Clinton, all that. Look, there's about 6,000 people get this boat here. And what a race for that boat. And of course, the Holly Brothers Racing team, the whole group, Big Holly, been working hard, running the cranes all weekend. But, mate, that was a race.
Oh, that was serious. That was serious.
It sure was, mate. And that is just the reportage, ladies and gentlemen.
What a shot coming out of the corner there, Murph. Side by side, sliding the boat, you know.
I can see that front page of Race Boat News. I can see that already. That was just a beautiful run from the 6-litre hydroplanes, and there's a lot of hands getting shaken.
Put your hands together, folks.
Can I give them a wave, everyone? Take your hat off your head, put it in your hand, because you've just seen two of the very best in the 6-litre hydroplanes get out there and do battle. The Desperado 93, the beautiful Holly Brothers Racing machine, taking the win, and Stevie Scott in the Aqua Magic. What a drive from that man, held tight to the pins all the way through.
There should be no loser in that one, mate. No loser at all.
No, absolutely not. Mate, that was just a phenomenal powerboat race. All right, so ladies and gents, we have one more feature race, and then we're going to move into the final round of our Formula Future, our juniors, to finish off this weekend. But I tell you, you'll see the cranes starting to kick into gear. There's some very, very big bits of equipment that are about to hit the beautiful Lake of Mulwala, because this will be the final of the Mulwala Gold Cup for 2019. It is a unique race on the calendar. The two fastest outboards are put up against the two fastest displacements and the two fastest hydroplanes. The fastest lap time all weekend was the only way that you can get into this final. The top two, the best of the best, will do battle. Outboard versus inboard versus hydroplane. Who will take home the trophy? So just an update, we've got a little bit of work to do down here in the cranes. We've got to give a couple of people a little bit of time. So what that means, ladies and gents, is we're going to get the juniors back out on the water. The big J2, we've just gone from 750 horsepower, we're going to 1800 horsepower, but we're going to go back to the 9.9 and the 15s for two more, or the last races for these unbelievable kids, Sam. So I'm going to get up there to race control.
25 of them, mate, here this weekend.
Thanks very much.
Isn't that a great performance?
Yeah, thanks very much. And I've got to get up there and try and call them out for the judges in the tower. So if I come back and I look like I need to lie down, that's exactly why.
Yeah, well, you've done well, mate. You've done well. Yeah. Yeah, so don't forget, folks, as I said, around 4 o'clock, well, it's 4 o'clock now, there was a band to start up on the Malibu deck, and of course around 6:37, the presentations there on the Malibu deck. Don't forget, if you're going home and you want to come back, the Mulwala Water Ski Club have courtesy buses, and they'll be running, I think, on the half hour, so please, if you could come back and support the people that put on the show this weekend for the presentations, please do. We love to see you here at our very, very good, and we say a big thank you to our major sponsors and our top sponsor, the Mulwala Water Ski Club. To Peter Duncan, who is the CEO, and to all his wonderful, wonderful workers, and of course his management group as well, the board. We say thank you one and all on behalf of the AFPGP, that is the Outboard Club, and the BSBC, the EC Griffiths Cup and the Super Sixers. We say thank you for having us here this weekend. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. All the talk from all the people that I've spoken to said we've got to come back. This is a magnificent venue. Okay, if we've got 2,000 or 3,000 people here, it'll be probably tight. But by gee, I tell you what, it would be very, very entertaining for that crowd. So, on behalf of everyone, thanks to the Moala War Ski Club for allowing us to use your venue, this magnificent venue here at Lake Moala. Also, folks, while we're waiting for the juniors and the Formula Futures to come out onto the water, don't forget, of course, a lot of the teams have got some magnificent apparel for sale. Have a look at this, my lovely lady, where is he, Grant? GP1, okay? A magnificent shirt. Got to be signed, you know, on the back one. But, yeah, they've got, there's no doubt, quite a few of them would have shirts, T-shirts, hats for sale. I know my daughter and granddaughter, Monopoly, they've got some magnificent apparel as well for sale. They've got hoodies, they've got polo shirts, so at a very, very good price. I do believe, and I don't take this gospel, but I do believe you may be able to get in the pits after the completion of the races, but I dare say no smoking and or alcohol in the pits, but I'll have to confirm that, but you, that might give you a good opportunity to go in and have a look and see if you can get yourself some goodies. So please, all the money goes to keeping these boats on the water and racing. So if that is the case, I'll let you know on conclusion of our day's racing. Oh yeah, you can hear me? Sorry.
2. Oh, how we go. We're live again. All right, so ladies and gents, we're about to get our junior categories of racing underway. Coming to you live from the Tower. My name's Andrew Murphy, and there's a lot of kids out there with really tiny boats with very small race numbers, and most of them are painted white. So apologies in advance if we get them wrong. But we're just about to kick off the J2 category, the 9.9 horsepower superstars, the champions of the future. This is handicap racing, ladies and gents. So the races started out as scratch racing, and then depending on how much you win by, it's how much you have to, what your handicap will be for race number 2. And then race number 3, those handicaps tighten again. So off pole 0, he's a local superstar, first ever powerboat racing weekend, running the big 9.9. It's the only KT junior boat in the world. There you go, there's a big call. The kid's name driving it is Luca Walls. He's obviously a 5th generation powerboat racer, and the boat is called Little Villain. So it's good to see him out here at his home turf. He's starting off at 0. Off 15 seconds will be Maxie Cook in the big blue and yellow machines from way up there in New South Wales, and it's all about Max. Cooper Smith, another New South Wales, has got 15 seconds on the clock in TNT. And believe you me, that young man is dynamite when he puts on a show. Off 17 seconds is a local hero, Times Are Tough's very own Jetta Norris, running out of Yarrawonga, Victoria, or sorry, New South Wales, depending on which side of the river you live on.
Sorry, man.
21 seconds, Tyler Scott in the Aquasonic. We just watched his dad, Steve Scott, in the Aqua Magic put on an absolute show in the 609 planes, and you can guarantee that Tyler Scott will do the same thing. Another one of the New South Wales invaders. This kid's fast, he's a good looking little rooster, he's always got a smile. His name is Adam Franken, the boat is called Quiver Junior, and he's running off a massive 24 seconds, but from the back, with a handicap time of 25 seconds, is none other than the lipstick assassin herself, Madison Yarrell. Madge, as she is known to her friends, the little black and pink racing machine, has a big number to wind in. 25 seconds. So they release them from the beach down there now. They are out. What you'll see, they'll head out and around the course. A new turn buoy has been put in out the front. This is handicap racing. So what they've got to do is come around the course, come up to the top, and once all the field are together, the white flag will be raised. The clock will start and 60 seconds countdowns begin. Now what's going to happen for these young drivers is they have to arrive at the start-finish line exactly at the time that they've been allocated. Arrive more than 1 second too early, but you are disqualified from the event. Come 10 seconds late and you've just lost a massive part of your handicap. So fingers crossed we see them out there hitting the clock exactly on their start times. Young Luca Walls, first weekend, he did a great job. The first race, I think he was something like 30 seconds shy of his handicap. The next race was only something like 10. So he's made a massive improvement. Let's see how it goes. Young kid, I have to check how old he is. I think he's only 12 years old. And mate, it's a pretty hard thing to be the first guy or girl to approach the line. So Luca in Little Villain, it's all about Maxie Cook. TNT is Cooper Smith. Jetta Norris, Times Are Tough. Tyler Scott in Aquasonic. Quiver Junior is Adam Franken, and the lipstick assassin, Madge Yarrell, of 25 seconds. Course they will come down now. So they started the checkered buoy obviously down to big turn number 1, the big red triangular buoy to the right of your screens, around the 2 yellows, out and around the 2 pink cans, and then back, and you'll see just to the left of the checkered buoy is another big yellow buoy. So that is the top turn buoy for the juniors. This is a 3-lap race. 9.9 horsepower stock standard outboard engines. These boats travel about 45 miles per hour. So incredibly fast for these little machines. 3, 2, 1, white flag flies. We are 60 seconds to start, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Little Villain, Luca Walls, the K2 superstar. We'll call it a K2, that's a great idea. So here's the little black boat on the far inside of the course now. What the idea is, they idle up and get as close as they can to this clock and try and hit the line running. So 30 seconds. It's coming up now, so with 30 seconds to go before we should see young Luca Walls up here. The next boat will be behind him 15 seconds later. The blue and yellow flyer of It's All About Max, Maxie Cook. Alongside him should be Cooper Smith in TNT. 3 seconds back, 17 seconds on the clock. Times are tough, Jetta Norris. Aquasonic, Tyler Scott, 21, Cooper Jr., 24. Lipstick Assassin. We are 10 seconds to go, little man. Here he comes, he's done it well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The white flag drops. That is his 0. Let's count on. 2, 3. Only 5 seconds this time. Another massive improvement. So Little Villain is off and running. The next 2 to come. They've got to cross the line at 15 seconds, which is now. So they've actually left themselves a little bit short. They've given up some of their handicap. 17 seconds. Jetta Norris, you should have been through by now. But you're not. 21 seconds is our next crew. Everybody should have crossed the line, so they're a little bit late. Jetta Norris, you're a lot late. But here we go. This is handicap racing at its finest. Ladies and gentlemen, Little Walls now, the villain, the big K2 in the 9.9 horsepower. He's around through turn number 1. Completely different type of boat to these little wing boats. Now look at this battle pack, Aquasonic going through, Cooper Jr. going through. And to the outside, that'll be, I think that is TNT, Cooper Smith down there in that battle pack as well. But here we go, Little Walls up the back chute around those 2 picans. Geez, he's doing a good job. He has not made a mistake all day. This is pretty confusing stuff. So this will be lap number 1, and it will be the Little Villain to come around first. Max Cook looks like he's got the inside run. So Maxie Cook on the inside, just trying to pick up who that is. I think it'll be TNT with Cooper Smith. It certainly is. So there goes Little Villain. It's all about Max. TNT's through now. Oh, they're 3 wide. Who's got the inside run? Trying to pick up who that is. That is Quiver Jr. Little Frankham goes through. The Lipstick Assassin, Matty Yarrell's made a spot. Aquasonic is through. And here comes Jetta Norris. He had that, he'll be tough on himself for that start, his poor Jetta, but he's got a fair bit of work to do. But watch Matty Yarrell, the little black and pink boat. She's already picked up a couple of spots. She started from the rear of the grid. Here we go, so 3-lap race. Now the Luca Walls, those couple of seconds he gave up, the conditions perfect for every boat out there except for young Luca. The Little Villain, it would love to see a bit of chop out there to upset these little wing boats, but he won't mind at all as the field makes its way through. Max Cook, it's all about Max. This is going to be yellow flag this time round. It's all about Max out in front to the outside. TNT, Cooper Smith, the kids from New South Wales doing battle. Max is through. TNT is through. Oh, big move here from Adam Frankham. Quiver Jr. is making up some ground as well. There's a Lipstick Assassin. Matty Yarrell goes through. Aquasonic now. There comes the young gun from the local hero. Times are tough. Jetta Norris. And there goes Luca Walls. So the next time round, the checkered flag, who will it be? Matty Yarrell running a wide line, so she's covering a fair bit of ground. But staying in clean water, can Madge get up there? They're starting to close down. The handicapper has done it very, very well. Maxie Cook, it's all about Max. To his outside is Cooper Smith in TNT. Who is going to win it? But coming up behind him, it is Quiver Jr. Adam Frankham, the third boat in this field. Can he get there? The checkered flag is being readied here at the commentary tower. Around the corner, one more corner, Maxie Cook. Has he done enough? It's all about Max, and he takes up the checkered flag. Second is TNT, Cooper Smith. Third is Quiver Jr. Fourth, it's the Lipstick Assassin and Matty Yarrell. To the outside, who's that? That is Aquasonic. So little, sorry, I've lost my spot. Aquasonic, Tyler Scott gets home safe and sound, as does the young gun in Jetta Norris. Times are tough. And having a ball out there, here is the pole boat sitter in that heat. The Little Villain, the Junior K2, takes up the big finish in the 9.9 horsepower category. Put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. It looks really easy for sitting here on the bank, but I can tell you it certainly is not. The speed of these boats, 15 horsepower engines, they're out there at 45 miles an hour. It's like racing the smallest go-kart you've ever been in your life. Now, they certainly will not hear you, ladies and gents, but make sure as they make their way back to the dock, you take your hat off, you wave your hands, jump up and down, kids. Let them know that you appreciate them, because one day one of these crew out here will highly likely take home their very own EC Griffith Cup. And if you like what you see, kids or mums and dads, get in touch with your local powerboat racing club, because the AFPGP, or the Victorian Association at the very least, actually has boats available that you can borrow. So you don't need to buy your own boat to get one of your kids started. You just need to be 12 years old, the holder of a powerboat licence. But jump onto the AFPGP, the website or the Facebook page, get hold of your local club and find out a little bit more about junior powerboat racing. It's a pretty expensive sport. I can tell you my son went through juniors, so on average the entry fees are about $30, and we used to use sometimes even 5 or 6 litres of fuel in a weekend. So you get changed from $50 when you go racing in this category, and as I said, there are boats available right now for you to come and have a go. Well, if you thought that was fast and cool, you wait till you see what is up next, because it just got a whole lot more serious. We've gone up 33.3% in the horsepower. The next category away will be the J3s. The Formula Future J3 category is an Australia-wide category. The engines are limited to stock standard 15 horsepower, 2-stroke outboards. And this weekend we have some of the best in Australia competing. Now, it doesn't sound a lot, does it? 15 horsepower engine. Said, but I can tell you, as my son has competed in this category, that his boat was, well, I won't give you the exact number, but the boat that he raced was faster than 50 mile an hour out of a 15 horsepower engine. So some of these boats right now are pushing 52, 53 miles per hour. So about 85 to 90 kilometres an hour out of a 15 horsepower outboard motor. So out of heat 1, let's have a look at who we've got. Jamie Yarrell, the girl from up north. We just saw her sister Madison Yarrell compete in the 10 to 12 year age bracket. These guys are between 12 and 15 years old in this next crew. Jamie Yarrell, the boat's called Purgatory. She will be off 0. Off 10 seconds is young Jacko Seacom in the R Marine Junior. Off 15, Baxter Ramsey in Ramsey Racing. Carl Bonici, the Maltese Falcon, has got a handicap of 20 seconds in Hell Yeah. Hudson Ellis is in with a chance, absolutely, off 22. Luke Bonici, the brother of Carl, is out there as well. He's got 24 seconds to make up on the front runners in Intruder. Hunter Watson, the male model, is out there in the To Be Addicted crew with 28 seconds. Blake Frankham, the superstar from up north, we just saw his brother Adam race from New South Wales in a Little Twisted, has a massive 29 seconds. And Shelby Sonta, the Queensland superstar, we watched her win the last of the F4 races, is running off 32 seconds. So stay with us, ladies and gents. We've got 2 more of our junior races to go, and then we're going to kick the tyres and light the fires and get the Mulwala Gold Cup up and running. The 2 fastest outboards versus the 2 fastest inboards versus the 2 fastest hydroplanes. It's an action-packed race and anyone could win it. So look at them, they're like a pack of angry bees now as they leave the starting dock. The boat we're looking for, the first boat across the line, should be the big green machine of Purgatory, Jamie Yarrell. Credit to that crew, the boat was horrendous yesterday. It'd make it about 25 metres away from the dock and stop dead. But they've worked on the boat all night, and she had a cracking run earlier during the day. So they head out there. You can see straight away they're starting to slow up a bit to bring the field together. Just that little bit more experience in this camp makes a huge difference. So they'll all circulate up to the top turn, Boyd, and wait the white flag to signal the start of this race. As I said, Shelby Sonta out there, the girl from up north in Queensland, a Little Twisted, Blake Frankham, Hunter Watson. These boats are incredibly fast. They're super light and very, very hard to drive. It's why it's such a popular category. We actually have a race called the Andrew Page Memorial, and what we do is we take the fastest of the junior drivers out of this category and we put the senior drivers in and they work together as a team. We ran that up at Taree, and I've got to tell you, we've run it here before as well. And it's a pretty scary thing when you see these big grown-ups jump into these little boats and come out all white-knuckled after having crashed into each other. All right, so we're about to get underway. 3, 2, 1. The clock starts. The white flag is shown at the tower. 60 seconds to start, ladies and gentlemen. And they're just sitting out the back, just waiting. Watching, they're a long way back too, I've got to admit. I have raced this category in the senior divisions when the clock starts, and I can tell you that I can't see that far. But yeah, a long way back for some of these guys. And it's not an easy thing to hit the clock at full speed. So we've got Jamie Yarrell in Purgatory, the big green machine. Probably like to see her move it up a little bit closer. We are 30 seconds down, ladies and gents. 25. So 20 seconds to go. They need to get a wriggle on these boats off 0 and 10. So Jamie Yarrell, 15 seconds to go. They're a long way back. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, the flag's dropped and they're a long way from home. So Jamie Yarrell has given up that advantage. 10 seconds should be Armourine Junior. 15 is Ramsey Racing. Let's have a look at it now. 10 seconds. Good work from her. Purgatory is the second boat to come across the line. Here we go. Ramsey's just gone 15. Good job, young man. He's only given up 3 seconds according to me. Very nice. Here comes Hell Yeah. In with a chance. Intruder, look to the outside. It's the Frankham machine. To Be Addicted, and Sonta waits, looks at the clock. 30 seconds, 32. She's done it beautifully. They are all the way clean. Great start from young Baxter Ramsey, mate. His old man standing behind me. He's done it beautifully. All right, now here we go. Now Jamie Yarrell, the Purgatory machine. She's made up a little bit of ground there, so she's having a big battle right now with Baxter Ramsey. But the boat out in front nailed his start. Jackson Seacombe in Armourine. This little white wing boat, I tell you what, when he gets into the chop, it really struggles, but in a straight line, yeah, that's the Armourine Jackson's machine. Sorry, Armourine Jackson's machine. Away he goes. Next boat around is Ramsey Racing. Baxter Ramsey to his inside. Jamie Yarrell in the Purgatory. Doing it nicely. Hell Yeah comes through. To Be Addicted. Oh, Shelby Sonta getting beaten up out there. There goes a little twisted. Sonta is through. And the last boat through is Intruder with Luke Benici. This is what I love about handicap racing, ladies and gentlemen. Have a look at the way the field's compressing. Watch the boat second from the back on the inside. It's Shelby Sonta. She's going to turn to the inside. Does she put a move on To Be Addicted? They are close. They're gunning to gun. Oh, she's had to back out of it. There was not enough room. So there you go. Big move from Hunter Watson, the male model. She won't be overly happy with that one, but that's all fair in love and racing. Out in front, he's putting the wood on the field right now. Young Jacko Seacombe, Armourine Junior. Baxter Ramsey, the young kid, his first season into the J3, first season of ever powerboat racing. Oh, look at the way he monsters through that corner. To the inside, this is Frankham, a little twisted now. Hell Yeah. To Be Addicted, Sonta getting beaten up. Intruder makes its way through. Hutto Ellis within with a chance comes through. And here is Purgatory, Jamie Yarrell. The boat looking very strong. That was the yellow. Next time through, we'll see the checkered flag. The field is closing. They will not catch young Jackson Seacombe out front unless he makes a mistake. Look out, Baxter. Shut the door like your old man would. Oh, he does as well. Just about takes the varnish off that boy out there to make sure that the little twister did not get an inside run. But there's a big difference in boat speed. He's left a little bit of a window up the inside through the turn by shoots Frankham. But here we go. The checkered flag flies high. Jackson Seacombe, Armourine Junior, takes the win. In second is a little twisted. Baxter Ramsey now with a magnificent third place. Ramsey Racing, To Be Addicted, Sonta 22. Hell Yeah is over the line, safe and sound. His brother Intruder right behind him. Unbelievable racing. Hutto Ellison in with a chance. Now, and the last boat home, I tell you what, I will need a lie down after this, is the magnificent Jamie Yarrell from New South Wales. in the Purgatory Machine. Unfortunately, gave up that handicap. It's her first race weekend, so you can't ask for more than that. Done a wonderful job. Did a wonderful job. You choose. This is commentary, not elocution lessons. Well done to the timing crew. Absolutely nailing that. And congratulations to all of our Heat 1 J3 competitors. Big wide spread, as I said, one boat off 0, the last boat off 32. This next heat, first boat 0, last boat 16 seconds. Ho, ho, ho. So they're pretty much going to be hitting the line together, providing they get it all right. Come on, ladies and gents, wave your hands, give them a clap. Take your hat off, let them know that you appreciate them. Unbelievable racing from those juniors out there. The youngest competitor out there, I think, is Baxter Ramsey at 12 years old. And the oldest one out there is probably Hunter Watson, I reckon, at something like 15 years old. Not only is it a battle for outright win, it is also a battle of the state of origin. So it's Victoria versus the rest of the world. In fact, competitors from South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales have all come down to smack around the Victorian crew. Who will win? Only time will tell. All right, this is the last race of the day for the juniors, and then we're going to turn it up a little bit with the big crews out there in the GP. So the last heat of the day for the juniors. Right, so out of 0. So pole number 1 is young Aidan Shan, brand new powerboat racer. The boat's called Winging It. Very, very fast boat. He's actually been struggling a little bit to hang on to it in the mid-corner as young Aidan, but every time he goes out there, he gets better and better. So he's due to hit the clock at 0. 5 seconds later, Michaela Cook out of New South Wales. The boat's called It's All About Me. And I tell you what, it will be if she gets it right. 5 seconds. Good handicap for her. Tate Williamson, the reigning number 2 in Australia in the Maverick, has 7 seconds handicap. Taylor Jackson in Race Marine is off 9. Machete, the man with the mullet, Oscar Stevenson, 10 seconds. Cracker-lackin', the South Australian kid, it's Cooper Bronstein, is off 12. Kelsey Dempster, the Australian number 1, is in Monopoly of 14, and alongside her, the brand new stager, Tyler Gilligan, in a boat called Epic, will also run 14 seconds handicap. And the superstar from up there in the north, we spoke about her earlier, her name is Carla Foodie. The boat's called Little Chev, is running off the big 16-second handicap. Young Aidan Shan, supported this weekend by his father, Ryan Shan, the prestigious offshore powerboat racer. Bit of pressure on the young guy, racing the little yellow boat out there. He's out there at the rear of the grid right now, but he's got to hit this clock at 0 to make the most of his handicap time. It's all about me, Macca Cook, the Big Mac, the Mac Attack. She loves it when I say that. 5 seconds. Maverick off 7. Race Marine off 9. Machete off 10. Cracker-lackin' off 12. Monopoly 14. Epic 14. And Little Chev 16 seconds. All right, bit of experience out here. As you see, Tate Williamson, the little black boat with the orange writing on the side in the Maverick. He's watched that last heat. He's realised they're too far away from the clock. So he's brought it up nice and close. White flag flies high. 60 seconds to race, ladies and gentlemen. So Ryan Shan, his father, looks on. He'll be chewing at his fingernails because young Aidan is out there in the boat called Winging It. How will he go when he start? 15 seconds ticks by. These guys idling up to the line, nice and close. Get a good eye on the clock. Sorry, Outboard Club's own Tim Martin adjudicating here at the official tower. 30 seconds passes, the heart rates are going up. Starting to say, should I go now? Should I go now? Should I wait? Should I go now? What should I do? What should I do? We're at 20 seconds to go. So little Aiden Shand needs to be here at 0. Aiden, I'd put my foot on it right now, kiddo. And he does. It's like he's got a sixth sense for these things. 15 seconds ticks by. We're looking for 10 seconds. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong here. Michaela Cook is up on the plane. Maverick, Tate Williamson. Where are we? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bang! Good start. That's perfect from him. 5 seconds back at Cook. Here comes Tate and Maverick. You had to wait till 7. He's through nicely, I think you. This is Maverick. Sorry, Race Marine. Machete. Race Marine comes through. Epic. Monopoly. And where's Cracker-Lacken? No! Cooper Bronstein. Cracker-Lacken's in trouble. He's out there. The boat will not get on the plane. Oh, Dad must have run out of methanol. Oh, Cooper Bronstein. They've obviously gone for the big change and it hasn't worked. Yeah, caution for. He's just on the edge of the course, so maybe we won't see caution. Oh, mate, heartbreaking. The family travelling all the way from Adelaide. He's raced unbelievably all weekend. Right now, dead in the water. But let's get back to the head of the field. I think this is Michaela Cook. It's all about me. And, oh no, she's missed the turn, boy. Michaela Cook has missed the turn, boy. She's gone to the check-in. Oh, he's gone. Oscar Stevenson has gone with her. They will be rubbed out. Tate Williamson says, thank you very much. The Maverick now. He's the third boat out there, but he's got the lead. Ryan in winging it. Aiden in winging it. Carla Foodie, where did she come from? She's already making up ground on the field. There is Monopoly. Tyler Gilligan in Epic doing a beautiful job, and Race Marine out there with Tay Jackson getting relegated to the rear of grid. Oh, I tell you what, Tate Williamson, will he get up alongside Oscar Stevenson and let him know? I reckon he might. And he moves to the outside. Now Michaela Cook around the pinks. Then she's got to go to this yellow buoy before she picks up the check-in. Let's have a look. She's going to do it this time round. She certainly is. But there will be a penalty for her and Oscar Stevenson in Machete. But look at the racing. Let's forget about the penalties. Oscar to the inside. Machete. Maverick comes through now. There's Carla Foodie, Little Chef. She's gone. This boat is lightning fast if she can get clear. Monopoly, the Aussie number 1. Aiden Shand winging it now. This is Tyler in Epic. And the racing is going beautifully, but poor old Cooper in Cracker-Lacking and Race Marine getting beaten up. That was the yellow flag this time through. The checkered flag, but pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. It'll get confusing. The white boat at the front right now will have a penalty. The tiger stripe boat is Oscar. He will have a penalty. So it's going to be on between the black boat on the outside. The boat is called, out of mental blank, the Maverick on the outside. Carla Foodie. She's just Little Chef. She's slotted through the middle. The white wing boat to the far outside. If she can bring it home, she will take the race win, ladies and gents. Oh, she's hooked it in a bit. Michaela Cook first. It's all about me. Little Chef. Machete, Maverick, Monopoly, Kelsey Dempster's up in the points. Here comes Epic now with Tyler Gilligan. And Winging It is on its way through, and the last boat home will be none other than, as I look to my... Of course, it's Taylor Jackson in Race Marine. Oh, it'll be hot at the tower, I tell you. Yeah, it's Race Marine, going to be hot at the tower right now. The protest forms are being lodged. It'll be on. We'll be calling for slow motion replays. But unfortunately, it will not be needed. I tell you what else is interesting, because Michaela Cook, I think I'm allowed to say this, and Oscar Stevenson, who both missed their top turn, boy, are boyfriend and girlfriend. So, Oscar, he'll follow you everywhere, Michaela. Absolutely, to the ends of the earth, including if it means missing a turn, boy. What a romantic young man. So that wraps up our junior races, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you really enjoyed that. Now, there's a lot of kids down here. Remember, you're only going to be 12 years old in Victoria, or a little bit younger in New South Wales. If you like what you see, grab yourself a boat licence, get hold of the APBA, Australian Powerboat Racing Association, or your local club, because we've got boats that you can use, and they're free, believe it or not. It won't cost you anything, unless, of course, you steal it or you break it. And it's a great way to get out there and have some fun. Put your hands together for her, the girl from up north, Carla Foodie. They've travelled a long, long way to race here with the race win in Little Chef. Wave your hands, wave your hats. Come on, guys, give it up for them. They worked incredibly hard. It's a tough gig out there. Tate Williamson with the second place out there. Unbelievable from the young Maverick driver. And just trying to think who picked up the third. I can't remember. I just got far too excited. I reckon it might be Kelsey Tempster in the Monopoly. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed that, ladies and gents. Do not go anywhere, because we are about to run the final, the big race, the big one for today. It pits the fastest outboards against the fastest displacements and the fastest Grand Prix hydroplanes. This is a mixed up race. 2 boats from each of the codes. And I got to tell you, they want to be the one to bring it home.
Yeah, certainly do, Murph. So last race on the program, folks. As we said, don't forget there is a band on the Malibu deck. There will be the presentation from 6:30 till 7. So gives some of us a bit of time to go home, maybe have a shower and clean up and get the courtesy bus back, because they have got courtesy buses running every half hour. So please do come along, support the AFPGP and the BSPC for a wonderful weekend of powerboat racing here on Lake Moana. And what better way to put the 2 fastest hydroplanes, the 2 fastest outboards and the 2 fastest displacements out there on the water for the final of the magnificent Moana Water Ski Club Gold Cup. Well, as I look down, folks, the 2 hydroplanes are in the water, so they're ready to go. Looks like the 2 6-litre boats are also in the water, and I think the outboarders are in too, Murph, so it's only a matter of, gentlemen, start your engines. And that will be very shortly. We've just got a buoy that's taken off, so they're bringing that buoy in. We've got a boat to bring in there, so just coming into the bay, Murph. So not too long.
Not too long. I'm going to say, hey, Coops, mate, all the way from Adelaide, heartbreaking, but I told your dad methanol was a bad idea. The nitro bottle, was it empty? Thanks for coming, young fella. So big thumbs up, big smile from that young guy. Give him a round of applause when he gets back in, ladies and gents. He's done a cracking job all weekend, excuse the pun, and thanks to his family for getting the young jet all the way over here. He's done a crack-a-lacking job. Cooper Bronstein, the kid from South Australia, he decided there wasn't enough competition over there, so he'd come over here and try and touch up everyone in Victoria and New South Wales as well.
Great to see them, wherever they come from, right around the country, mate. 25, 26 of them here this weekend, absolutely super. And as you said, Shelby Sonda right up the north of Queensland. That is a big haul.
Yeah, long way. 2 boats, transporter, all the way down here, and love every minute of it. Sammy, just thinking about this next big race, mate, on the way, walking back here, looking at Matty Peck over there in the Octane race machine. 200 horsepower XS Optimax. Just about to line up against the 1,800 horsepower Grand Prix hydroplane.
Yeah.
He's going to have to work pretty hard, I reckon, to get up. He's going to obviously stay to the inside, gets the inside run, but it takes a fair bit of courage just to get out there on the water, I reckon.
Yeah, I've seen Craig Bailey tail up a few displacements, mate, but never a GP hydroplane. Yeah,
no, it's going to be young for young and old. So we'll wait and see, mate. But some unbelievable race. Just the juniors is fantastic. The 6-litre hydroplane race just before that. The rapid charge between the 2 guys from the VSBC, Steve
awesome.
and Liam Holland. Unbelievable. But tell you what, the blown boat, turn it up. Sitting over there, big Scotty, strapped in, ready to rock and roll. Mate, conditions. beautiful. The wind from this direction is going to help the displacements as well, but they're going to have to try and stay in front. He's got a couple of poles though, so you'd like to think that the blown boat will get those two clean blinds to the inside. The outboards won't catch them on the way down the straight. Clean order to the inside, and they'll have the GPs one pole wider. So there's going to be an opportunity. Will it be enough? I don't know.
Well, time will tell. Paul Harvey in the True Blue. He's there also, Murph, ready to go.
It sure is, and as I said, it's an absolute credit to these guys. They've come all the way over from Western Australia, and that boat, when we first hit the water yesterday, they're having all sorts of dramas, couldn't even get the thing running. But, mate, the boat has shown incredible speed in this last couple of laps, so they've got the speed there, they're just working through the handling, and absolute, take my hat off to them. I know they can hear us looking over there, standing up to their armpits in the water, worked hard all weekend, and the results have just come and come, and now they've made the final of the Mulwala Gold Cup, so unbelievable.
What about Bryony Rigby?
She's going to hate getting a chance to take on these things.
What's she going to think about these GPs? Where'll I go? I'll hear them, I'll see them and I'll hear them.
No, she'll have no problem trying to box one of those guys. They will not want to try and come up the inside of Bryony. She will have no problems in shutting the door on them. I saw her before just doing a little dance. What's that she's called? It's called the blower belt dance.
Oh, I thought it was
so if she dances enough, she's hoping. No, the blower belt dance comes
Okay.
first, and then the wedding dance comes later. So Maddie Peck and Bryony, actually be interesting to see those two side by side as well. Neither of them will take a backward step, but unbelievable racing conditions. Just magnificent, mate, for this,
and then
this
of
big
course,
final race of the day.
Yeah, then of course GP1 Grant Harrison, and of course the GP60 boat Wayne Smith.
What's going to happen there?
Oh boy,
mate! It was on for young and old in the unlimited race earlier during the day, and it was some of the tightest racing I've seen in GPs, but for as long as I can remember. They were just so tight with each other, and the pace down the back chute of Tina Breeze was inspiring to say the least.
Awesome. Yep, it was not too far away, folks. If we look out on the water, the water's near on, well, perfect for the GP hydroplanes anyway. So we'll just wait and see. Daytona waiting for, of course, the call from up the tower, and I just heard Murph, when you're right, when you're ready.
Right, so ladies and gents, as I said, if you've got young kids with you, it's probably about time to get the earmuffs on, because very shortly we're going to fire up these big bad boys and they're going to leave the stadium. Oscar Stevenson probably needs to get out of the way because very shortly he'll be surrounded by methanol pumping bigness.
Yeah, look out, Oscar.
This is the trophy that has eluded the Harrison camp. It's the one that they want to win. You heard Grant say that yesterday after winning the EC Griffith Cup. He's never chiseled his name into this one, and he would love to take it home. So he'll be 110% out there in the big GP1.
Okay, I think I heard the word Murph send them out. So the first one to fire up is Matty Peck. Octane Racing. It's Bryony Rigby.
As well, ladies and gents, because this is the big one for today.
Okay, the Mulwala Ski Club, Gold Cup, where we are, folks. Thank you very much to the Mulwala Ski Club, put it up with the CEO and all the staff, and of course the management as well. The board, this is for you guys, gals, the people behind the bar that have looked after us all weekend, Murph. What a venue. We hope this is the race that stops the nation.
Absolutely. 2 outboards versus 2 displacements versus 2 Grand Prix hydroplanes, ladies and gents. Start boat lets it loose. True Blue in behind the wash. Tina Breeze. Here we go, back. The start boat. The outboard's up alongside Scotty and they go through side by side, but here comes the horsepower race. Bugsy now, she's got the wood on Scotty, but look at the race out in front. Sammy Caller shot. Tina Breeze and Bugsy inside now. Got an inside run on Harrison. This is a reversal of the AC Griffith Cup heat. So it's all on for young and old. Harrison running the private line. Down the front straight. Harrison has a huge moment there. Harrison now, he'll be looking for these holes. 2 to 3 metre holes he reckons he drove through in that first race. And he has to back right out, but here comes the outboard. True Blue is up there as well. Matty Peck.
Oh, that's going, mate, that's going. These superchargers are working overtime at the top corner. On the inside was Tina Breeze. On the outside, GP1. They're into the front straight. 2 down and 2 to go.
Unbelievable race. I thought Harrow didn't think he got the best of that corner, but he's got a great run down the outside here. Brady Rigby, she's made her way up. She's getting onto the outside of the MSC signs. Turn it up now. The big
What a turn from Smithy. What a turn from Wayne Smith. It's Tina Breeze. But Harrow up on the outside in the GP1 boat. They are flying up the best.
True Blue comes through. I've lost Matty Peck. Octane Racing has pulled to the middle of the course. He's had to say good night, Irene. Another lap down, and there's nothing between these two big hydroplanes. 1,800 horsepower each. Doing the work down the front sheet. Scotty Patterson is out.
Well, they're the one up front. It's going to be a race home, and these ones won't want to get in the road. Oh, where's that? Red, green, blue, purple.
Unbelievable, a rainbow of colour right now. Bryony Rigby, the outboard is up into 3rd place. She'll be doing the blow belt dance for all she's worth right now. Cough, run out of fuel, do anything. She's on the podium in True Blue right now, just about to go a lap down. That would be a horrifying feeling watching those two go past.
Put your hands together, folks. This is a brilliant run. Harrison first, but what a run was Tina Breeze, Wayne Smith, 2nd place. Great performance. That warms the tumbles of the 100 mile, I tell you.
That's it, I'm done, Sammy. I'm spent, but I'm going to keep on rolling. You know I'm an outboarder at heart, because Bryony Rigby, Bugsley, she has seen them off. She's seen a blown boat put us under. She's in front of a 6-litre right now. She's got one more corner to pick up the checkered flag, and she will podium here for the Mulwala Gold Cup in the old 2-litre Merc in the SST 120. Put your hands together for her, ladies and gents.
I'd like to have a talk to Ralph and say how big are those holes on the corners. They'd be big, but what a run from Bryony Rigby, Pugsley.
Keep the applause rolling for the crew from Western Australia. 26 hours of driving. It's the team from True Blue. Bringing it home. Unbelievable. Their last inboard standing.
Well,
But what a race.
finishes the program on a big note. A real big note. Oh, give them a round of applause, folks, when they come back. That is hair-raising, scary, but exciting.
All of the above. Get to the back, ladies and gentlemen, because Harrow is going to buzz the tower. The EC Gruff. It was time to buzz the tower.
Give it a Wayne Smith, a good team of men. Absolutely sensational racing. Oh, I reckon they absolutely something to himself.
Get the applause going for Bryony Rigby, Bugsy, the first airborne home. Well done, that guy. Unbelievable run from the little 2-litre Mercury outboard. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, he is out of the cockpit right now. You can hear, give him a round of applause, whistle, smash your hands together for the first time. Graham Harrison and the team of GP1 take home the Mulwala Gold Cup. The big reading brings the big girl back to the auditorium. Sarah. Now here as the silence descends one more time. Now they can all hear. Put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Peck in Octane Racing, Bridie in the BRP machine. The crew from True Blue from Western Australia, Scotty Patterson in the MSC Signs, Turn It Up, Miss Tina Breeze, and your winners, ladies and gentlemen, from the Harrison Racing Empire, Grant Harrison and the team from GP1. Huge congratulations to Grant Harrison and the boat owner Keith Harrison and all the crew. They run an unbelievable program, and to chisel their name in this trophy is a testament to their effort. Ladies and gents, that wraps up our program for this weekend. On behalf of both the AFPGP and the Victorian Speedboat Club, to all of our volunteers out there in the course boats, up in the tower, down there at the boat ramp, working the gate, we say thank you very, very much for your hard work. The event could not happen without you. Maritime, for your support, we thank you so much. You worked overtime this weekend in recovering our boats and kept us all very much safe and sound. To our paramedic team, Davey Bodner and Anna Bodner, and the crew of our dive crew. To the Start Boat boys in the Big Daytona, did an unbelievable job out there. So thank you very, very much to Slam and Sammy Smith, mate. You've added so much to this event, and on behalf of everybody, I'd love to say thank you. And is there any final words you've got for everybody here this weekend, mate?
Yeah, well done, Murph. Of course, you do the outboards, I do the inboards right around the country, and also go over to New Zealand. But well done, great to work with you. To Joe and Shane, of course, live streaming going around. This is something that has really, hopefully, given powerboat racing a big, big lift. And of course, Dino, is it? With the drones going up over the top, and I think he's got a website, and I might see a bit on that website in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much. To the Mulwala Water Ski Club, yeah, a great club, as I keep saying, a small club with a big reputation, and they've had some wonderful things here. They've had Jimmy Barnes and big bands here on the shores, just after Christmas, and now they've had this powerboat racing, and to mix the two together, the outboards and of course the EC Griffiths Cup, absolutely unbelievable. Don't forget there's a band on the Malibu deck. Well, it should be going now. The presentation 6:30 till 7. I think you're heading home, Murph, but don't forget the presentation. Come and support all the drivers, all the juniors. Well done, and to everyone, all I can say is, Murph, that what a magnificent weekend. If you haven't enjoyed that, I don't know what we've got to do, because we've put the water on for you, finally, at Lake Mulwala, Yarrawonga, Mulwala.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Slammin' Sammy Smith. Believe it or not, this is the 30th year that this great man has called the EC Griffith Cup, and somehow, Sam, you managed to bring it home to your home lake. So the house is over the hill. Congratulations, Sam. You do so much for this sport. Thanks, everybody. We'll stop talking now. It's been wonderful to have you.